Hello everyone, in this video I will bring to you the current affairs of July. This is my favorite best 300 series. So let's start the part 1 in English. A very important question, which of the following state has secured the number 1 position in the Management Effectiveness Evaluation 2025, and this evaluation is conducted by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now what is the meaning of this? What is this management about? This is the management of protected areas. When I say protected areas, I mean national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. This management effectiveness evaluation shows which state in India is the best when it comes to managing the protected areas. So that is Kerala. Kerala is number 1 in management effectiveness evaluation. And this evaluation was carried out for a period of 5 years from 2020 to 2025. So total 438 national parks and wildlife sanctuaries together, they were assessed by the Ministry of Environment over a period of 5 years. In fact, Kerala was the only state to get a very good rating. Kerala's score was the highest. The second state in India which manages its protected areas the best is Karnataka. Then we have Punjab. Then we have Himachal. So these are rankings and number 1 is Kerala. So you have to remember Kerala. Among the union territories, it was Chandigarh, and you can see the Chandigarh score was 85%, which is even better than Kerala. So among the union territory, it was Chandigarh, and Kerala 76.22% is the number 1 state. Now, if I ask you which is the best managed protected area of India, so then Ervikulam National Park of Kerala and Dachigam National Park of Jammu Kashmir, they are tied first, and their score is 92.97% each. So there is a tie for the first position. Ervikulam National Park of Kerala and Dachigam National Park of Jammu and Kashmir, they both are number 1, which means they are the best managed protected areas of the entire country. Even the Mathikettan Shola National Park of Kerala is very well managed, right? So Ervikulam National Park was in news recently because it has completed 50 years, right? Golden Jubilee celebrated of Ervikulam National Park. Ervikulam National Park in Kerala is very famous for the Nilgiri Tahar. Nilgiri Tahar is like a deer. It is like a deer looking animal, and it is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. But Ervikulam National Park of Kerala has around 800 Nilgiri Tahar. Ervikulam National Park of Kerala also has the Anaimudi Peak, which is one of the highest peaks. Anaimudi Peak is the highest peak of South India, and you can say it is one of the highest peaks of India. Anaimudi Peak is also present inside the Ervikulam National Park. Ervikulam National Park. And Kerala has 21 protected areas. 21 protected areas. And Ervikulam National Park, by the way, is also one of the 39 serial sites of Western Ghats which were declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site. And the entire Western Ghat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Ervikulam National Park is a part of Western Ghat. If you see the northeastern states of India, then Assam, Arunachal, Manipur, Mizoram, they have not done very well. But Tripura has scored the best among the northeastern state. Its score is 69.94%. Now, Ervikulam National Park is also very famous for the Nila Kurinji flowers. Nila Kurinji flowers, they bloom once every 12 years. So, Nila Kurinji flowers are also present there. These are also present there. Understood? And talking of, protected areas, recently, there are 2-3 protected areas that were in news. For example, Odisha has created a new national park. Odisha had only one national park, which is the Simlipal, which is the Bhitarkanika National Park. Now Simlipal has also been declared as a national park. It is the 107th national park of India. And Simlipal is also a tiger reserve. Odisha has 2 tiger reserves, Simlipal and Satkosia. And now even the Debrigad Wildlife Sanctuary in Odisha will be converted to a tiger reserve. And let me also tell you that there is a Tral Wildlife Sanctuary in Jammu Kashmir, and the buffer area, the area surrounding the Tral Wildlife Sanctuary in Pulwama, has been declared as a eco-sensitive zone. It has been declared as a eco-sensitive zone. Understood that? And there is a place in North Karnataka which is called Kapatta Gudda Reserve. So Kapatta Gudda Reserve Forest, So Union Ministry of Environment, they have declared the eco-sensitive zone around the Kapatta Gudda Wildlife Sanctuary as a eco-sensitive zone also. Kapattaguda has been declared as a eco-sensitive zone, and it is located in Gadag district of Karnataka. So even this place, there is a eco-sensitive zone that has been declared around the Kapattaguda Wildlife Sanctuary. Also in Karnataka, there is a Nagarhole National Park, and it was in news recently because the Jenu Kuruba tribe, which was expelled from here 40 years ago, they have started to inhabit Nagarhole National Park once again. Recently, which of these organizations has approved the amnesty scheme 2025 to reduce the number of litigations by providing a mechanism for the resolution of disputes outside the court, offering the employers an opportunity to come forward for a mutual settlement to promote ease of doing business and earn the goodwill of all the stakeholders? Amnesty scheme has been started by Employees State Insurance Corporation ESIC, which works under the Ministry of Labor and Employment. Ministry of Labor and Employment. Recently, ESIC had their annual meeting. This was the 196th meeting. It took place in Shimla, the capital of Himachal Pradesh. The capital of Himachal Pradesh. So what was decided in the meeting? So there is a scheme called SPREE, which has been relaunched by ESIC. What is SPREE? Scheme to promote registration of employers and employees. So the SPREE will open from 1st of July to 31st of December for a period of 6 months. It will offer a one-time opportunity for unregistered employers and left-out workers, including contractual and temporary staff, to enroll under the ESI Act of 1948. So, SPREE scheme has been started to register employers and employees. And amnesty scheme has been started. It will run from 1st October of this year to 30th of September of next year. So, it will run for 1 full year. And this is for settling your disputes with ESIC outside the court. Outside the court, right? Now here you have to understand what is ESIC, right? Also one very small point. There is also a simplification of existing damages framework. What is this existing damages framework? Well, for example, damages are calculated or imposed in case of late payment of ESI contribution. How does the contribution takes place for ESI scheme? So the contribution of employees and employers is different. Employees contribution is 0.75% of the salary and employers contribution is 3.25% of the salary. Now if there is a delay in or there is a late payment of contribution, then there is a damages that are calculated, and the maximum damage earlier was 25% penalty per annum. Now, instead of this 25% annum, they have reduced it to just 1% for every month. 1% for every month on the amount payable by the employer. That is 3.25%. So 1% penalty every month instead of 25% per annum. So this change has also been done recently. Now let us come to a very small point. What is this ESI scheme, which is run by ESIC, Employees State Insurance Corporation? So look, ESI scheme is run by ESIC, and ESIC is an organization which was set up in 1952, and it gives you lot of types of help. More importantly, the medical help, maternity benefits and all these things. So for example, let's say you become sick. So there is a sickness benefit. What is the sickness benefit? You will get cash compensation at 70% of your wages for a maximum of 91 days in 1 year. You will get 70% of your wages for maximum 91 days in a year if you fall sick. Similarly, there is a maternity benefit. You will get 26 weeks off fully paid, right? Full wages payable for 26 weeks. This is a maternity benefit. Similarly, you will get a disablement benefit. Let's say during your job, you become temporarily or permanently disabled. Then you will get 90% of your wage in the form of monthly payment, so long as your disability continues. So that is the disability benefit. So there are a lot of types of benefit, even a funeral benefit. If you die, then 15,000 rupees is given to your family for performing your last rites, right? So ESIC runs various schemes. So for example, in ESIC, we have a scheme called Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana. What is Atal Bimit Vyakti Kalyan Yojana? Let's say you are fired. Then what happens? So for next 3 months, 90 days, you will get 50% of your salary. So that in these 3 months, you can find another job. But in these 3 months, you will not, It is not like you will be just sitting at home and earning nothing. So this Atal Bimat Vyakti Kalyan Yojana started on 1st of July 2018. So you get 50% of your salary for 90 days, right? Or 3 months. So ESIC runs many such schemes. Even there is a scheme called, which is named after Rajiv Gandhi. It is called Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana. Shramik is a laborer, daily wage laborer. So what happens in this? Again, you get an unemployment allowance. Now this scheme started way back in 2005. If you are insured under Rajiv Gandhi Shramik Kalyan Yojana, there is an unemployment allowance equal to 50% of your wage for a maximum period of 2 years in your lifetime. So in your lifetime, you get unemployment employees for maximum of 2 years period, you get 50% of your wages. Understood? This is again a scheme by ESIC. So you can see there are tons of benefits in ESIC, but of course you have to make a small contribution. So what is that contribution as a premium? Well, ESI, this premium is 3.25% for the employer and 0.75% of the wages for the employee. So total contribution is 4%. Okay, recently, which of these organizations has hosted the trade conclave, which is focused on strategies to build export-led growth, which is essential for achieving the vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. That is our target set up by the Niti Aayog. So this is Export-Import Bank of India, which is a all India finance institution, one of the 5. Now, what were India's total exports? India's total exports in the financial year 25, the latest data that is available, were $825 billion. That I'm talking about goods and services both. And what is our target? Our target is that by 2030, our exports should be $2 trillion. That is $1 trillion worth of goods and $1 trillion worth of services. So total $2 trillion by 2030. So approximately in 2.5 times what it is today. And our exports were $825 billion. And if you compare it with financial year 24, there was a growth of 6.3%. 6.3%. So the answer is Export-Import Bank of India. And by the way, there are new offices of Exim Bank which have been opened in Lucknow, in Indore, and in Sao Paulo, which is in Brazil. Also, Exim Bank has signed technical assistance with Indian Institute of Technology Kanpur. IIT Kanpur will help Exim Bank to support high potential startups. High potential startups which are coming out of IIT Kanpur will be supported by Exim Bank. Now, the Exim Bank of India also runs a program called Trade Assistance Program. This program started in 2022. In Trade Assistance Program, let's say you are an exporter and you are exporting in a high risk market. So then your finance gaps will be filled by Exim Bank. You will get financial support from the Exim Bank, especially if you are a MSME or if you are an exporter. So this is a program that is also run by Exim Bank. Exim Bank was established in 1982. It is headquartered in Mumbai. And recently, Exim Bank has given a loan of $300 million to Vietnam because Vietnam wants to purchase offshore petrol vessels from India. OPVs from India. Now, there is something known as GVO or gross value of output. So whatever is the output generated by the agriculture and allied sector, there is a statistical report given for that. Okay. And they have compared financial year 12 with financial year 24. Financial year 12 with financial year 24. This is given by National Statistical Office, which works under the Ministry of Statistics. So what does it say? Well, the gross value of output for agriculture and allied sector in India at constant prices has increased from 1908,000 crore. 1908,000 crore means what? It means 19 lakh crore to how much in financial year 24? So it has increased to 29.49 lakh crore, which if you do the math is an increase of 225% in this 12 to 13 year period, almost 11 to 12 year period. Okay, it has increased from 1908,000 crore to 2949,000 crore. Now, what about the total GVA? What about the total GVA? So you can see that for agriculture sector also it is given, and for non-agriculture sector it is given for the financial year 24. For the agriculture and allied sector, I'm talking about GVA now, gross value added, not the GVO, gross value of output. So GVA is 48.78, gross value added in agriculture is 48.78 lakh crore, and the total in the non-agriculture sector, it is 225 lakh crore. 225 lakh crore gross value added. Understood? Now let us see which, if you talk about the gross value of output of agriculture, what contributes the most, and just focus on the top table because it is for the latest financial year 24. Crops still form 54% of the gross value of output of agriculture. So crops constitute 54%. Second highest is livestock, 31.2%. Then it is forestry and logging, 7.7%, and a close fourth is fishing and aquaculture. Now, if you see the different crops, now I am talking about this 54% part. Okay. If you see the GVO of the crop sector, then which constitutes the most? So you can see here that fruits and vegetable and cereals, fruits and vegetable and cereals. And if you compare the two, cereals are number one. Cereals are number one. Fruit and vegetable is a very close second. So you can see it is a very close second. Cereals is approximately around 28%, and fruits and vegetable will be around 27%, 26%. So cereals, and if you talk about cereals, then what? So if you talk about cereals, first let's talk about fruits. So latest data 2023-24, banana has the highest proportion of 26%, mango is second, 25%. And what about livestock? So among livestock, if you see, milk is the most, even 12 years back also and today also. Milk is around 66%. Then is second is meat, third is other products, and fourth is eggs. And what about cereals? So cereals also I will tell you. Among the cereals, if you see, then paddy is 52.6%. This I am talking for financial year 24. And wheat is second. Wheat is second, which is around 33%. 33%. Understood? Now, if you talk among the states, then which state contribution is the most in the gross value of output? So you can see just wheat and rice alone is 85% GVO of the crops. Now I told you banana was number one in the fruit. What about the vegetable? Potato. Potato was number one, you know. It was a top contributor among the vegetables. Potato was the top contributor in vegetables. Among all the cereals put together, UP was number one. UP share was number one, and UP, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Telangana and Haryana, these five states, they contribute 53% of the gross value output of cereals in financial year 24. So all of this data you should know. The JCB prize in literature has been discontinued officially. This prize was associated with which field? It was associated with literature. Now look, this was a prestigious prize. Why? Because the prize money was very high. The prize money was very high. 25 lakh rupees they used to give. And 25 lakh, you know, for a literature prize is a very big prize, right? And this award was given by the JCB Foundation. Now look, this is a new award. Okay, it was started in 2018. It went on till 2024, but now they have officially discontinued this award. JCB Literature Foundation is based in New Delhi. It is based in New Delhi. So the award has been discontinued, and 25 lakh rupees was given to the winning author. Now talking of awards, Javed Akhtar, you know, Bollywood's probably the finest lyricist and poet, screenwriter. He has been given Russia's highest literary honor. What is the name of that award? It is called Dostoevsky Star. Dostoevsky Star is Russia's highest literary award. He is the first Indian to win this award. So Javed Akhtar ji has got this award. UAE India SEPA Council. So SEPA is a comprehensive economic partnership agreement that was signed between India and UAE, and it was implemented from 1st of May 2022. It will basically increase the trade between India and the UAE, right? So UAE India SEPA Council will implement the SEPA agreement between the two countries. UAE is the third largest trading partner of India after America and China. Now with America we enjoy a trade surplus, but with UAE and China we have a trade deficit. Okay, So UAE, India SEPA Council, has signed a MOU with which university to foster regional innovation, research exchange and entrepreneurship support? This is Jamia Hamdard, which is one of the best pharmaceutical university of India. It was ranked #1 in the pharmaceutical pharmacy in the NIRF rankings, right? So there are multiple MOUs that were signed between UICC. What is UICC? UAE India SEPA Council. So it has signed MOU with Jamia Hamdard, with Ideate Lab of OP Jindal Global University and Prime Lab, which is a lab of Meghalaya. Promotion and incubation of market-driven enterprises. Now all of these MOUs are signed to promote business between the countries. Jamia Hamdard, Ideate Lab of OP Jindal University and Prime Lab of Meghalaya Basin Management Agency. Which of the following ministry has launched Adi Karam Yogi beta version aimed at building a cadre of highly motivated officers and change makers dedicated to grassroots transformation? Now you must have heard about Mission Karam Yogi. We are trying to train the IS officers of India, civil servants of India, right? So very similar concept, but ministry is different. This is called Adi Karam Yogi. And so far, proper app has not been launched. Only the beta version has been launched. It is an app by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So what do they want to do? Again, they also want to train the officers. They want to create a very motivated cadre of officer who will go and work in the tribal villages. So what are they targeting? Their target is to reach 1 lakh tribal villages in India. And for that, they will train 20 lakh. They will do the capacity building of 20 lakh people. So for example, there will be more than 180 master trainer there, which will work in the state. There will be 3,000 district trainer and 15,000 block trainers. And they want to do the capacity building of 20 lakh people. And these 20 lakh people will be trained by 180 state master trainer, 3,000 district trainer and 15,000 block trainer. And of course, there are multiple campaigns also which are running for tribal upliftment. For example, on 2nd of October 2024, Pradhan Mantri Modi started the Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. It was launched on 2nd October 2024 by Pradhan Mantri Modi from Hazaribagh in Jharkhand. Again, the nodal ministry for that is the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And also PM Janman, Pradhan Mantri Janjati Adivasi Nyay Maha Abhiyan, or PM Janman. PM Janman was launched on 15th of November 2023. That is the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, birthday of Bhagwan Birsa Munda, Jharkhand Foundation Day, 15th November 2023 by Pradhan Mantri Modi. Again, the nodal ministry for that is Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Understood? So various campaigns are also running for tribal upliftment in India. Who among the following has become the next president of AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is headquartered in Beijing? So for a long time it was Jin Likan, and now again it is a Chinese person. And who is that Chinese person? Zhu Ziai. Zhu Ziai is the former vice finance minister of China, and Jin Likan, who is outgoing, he was the former finance minister of China. So she will be the next president of AIIB. Now look, AIIB is a relatively new bank. It was launched in 2016. India is also a member. In fact, India is the second largest shareholder in AIIB after China. Right? Also, don't forget that Ajay Bhushan Pandey, he was the former chairman of National Financial Reporting Authority. He has become the vice president of investment solutions at AIIB. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, right? He was also the chairman of GST Network. He was also the chairman of NFRA, and he is a former finance secretary of India. Which company has launched an experimental app called Doppel? It uses artificial intelligence to let the users virtually try on the clothes through a digital version of themselves. So you want to try a dress, you don't need to go to the try room. It will take your picture, put the dress on your digital avatar. So this has been created by Google. Google has launched this app called Doppel. It is available to both the Android and the iOS users. So Doppel will generate a realistic image of the user wearing some clothes, right? And by the way, Google has launched their new AI policy, which is called AI Mitrushka, named after the Mitrushka dolls of Russia. Who among the following has written the book The One, Cricket, My Life and More? It is written by the great legendary cricketer Shikhar Dhawan. India has won the bid to host the 2029 World Police and Fire Games. Where will they take place? World Police and Fire Games will be hosted by Gujarat. Where in Gujarat? In Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Okay, Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Ekta Nagar is in Kevadia. So that these three places. Okay. And who participate in this game? So in these, the police people, they participate mainly. The police people, the constable and inspectors and all these people, they participate. World Police and Fire Game. This will be the 23rd edition that will be in Ahmedabad. Okay. So even the firefighters, for the first responders, the police officers from more than 70 countries will participate. Now, India participated in these games for the first time in 2007. And so far 20 times they have taken place. Now, where will they take place for 21st time? 21st time will be this year in 2025 in Birmingham. Now look, this Birmingham is not the Birmingham of England. This is the Birmingham which is in USA. And then 22nd edition will take place in 2027 in Perth in Australia. And then finally 23rd edition in India in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and Ekta Nagar. Now last time they were held in 2023 in Winnipeg in Canada. So they take place every 2 years and they are taking place since 1985. But India participated in these for the first time only in 2007. And we have an organization also for them which is called World Police and Fire Games Federation. World Police and Fire Games Federation is the official body which conduct these games, and it is headquartered in Birmingham. Again, this Birmingham is in America, not the UK one. Okay, this is the America Birmingham. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, they have issued the revised guidelines for the biomass program under the phase 1 of the National Bioenergy Program. The subsidy you will get from the central government, you will get full subsidy if you are running a project efficiently. What is the meaning of the word efficiently? Well, the meaning is that you will have to run it at above 80% capacity. Above 80% capacity. Okay, if you are generating biomass. Now, let me explain what is the meaning of all this. This is a very detailed question, to be honest. It's very difficult question, but I will make it easy, or at least I will try to make it easy. First of all, there is a scheme by the government called National Bioenergy Program. National Bioenergy Program is a scheme that was started by the government of India on 2nd of November 2022, and this scheme was supposed to run from 2021-22 till the current financial year. So it started retrospectively from the financial year 22 because it was launched in the financial year 23. 2nd November 2022 is financial year 23. So they started it retrospectively, that is from behind, from 2021-22, and it will continue till the current financial year. This is called National Bioenergy Program. Now in National Bioenergy Program, there are 3 components. And by the way, this is a scheme which is run by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And this is the same ministry which runs the Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, where we are targeting 1 crore household to have rooftop solar plants. Okay. So what are the 3 components under National Bioenergy Program? First is we want to set up large biogas plants or large bio-CNG plants. Large, okay, not the small ones. They have to be large. Then another program is the 3rd component. So the first component, second component and third component. National Bioenergy Program has 3 components. One is we want to set up large biogas or bio-CNG plants. Then the third one is we have to set up small, biogas plant or medium size biogas plant. So small and medium come under this component, large come under this component. And what is the second one? Second one is the biomass program. In biomass, we want to manufacture the pellets of biomass or briquettes, small briquettes, which can be used in co-firing in the thermal power plants along with coal. Or we can have non-bagasse based biomass. Bagasse is what? So you take sugarcane, you extract the juice out of it, whatever is left is bagasse. So biomass can be manufactured from bagasse and non-bagasse. So we have non-bagasse based biomass, and we also have the pellets or briquettes. These are example of biomass, and these pellets and briquettes, if we manufacture, then these are used in thermal power plant. Instead of coal, we can use these. Okay. So these are the 3 components of National Bioenergy Program. And if we set up any of these, then we get subsidy from the government. Subsidy from the government. Only thing is that whatever we install, whether it is a large biogas or bio-CNG plant or a small or medium or a biomass plant, we have to run it at above 80% capacity to be able to get full financial assistance from the government. And if we run it at below 50% capacity, below 50%, then we will not get anything. So we have to run it at minimum 50% to get the incentive and above 80% to get the full incentive. Okay. And now let me tell you what are the financial incentives that you will get. So the first component is the large biogas, bio-CNG or large power plants. Now here power plant, we are not including the municipal solid waste to power plant. Other than that, there are different types of power plant that we can set up under the waste to energy program. We can set up large biogas, large bio-CNG or large power plant. And how much of incentive we will get? So let me show you the incentive. So here you can see under the waste to energy program, this is the incentive. So first let me tell you for bio-CNG or enriched biogas or compressed biogas. So 4 crore per 4800 kilogram per day for bio-CNG generation from new biogas plant and 3 crore for the same from existing biogas plant, maximum 10 crore. What about the power based on biogas? Well, maximum will be 5 crore per project. Okay. And look, you don't have to remember all of these. These are highly detailed and these are not necessary at all. Then what about the biomass program, which was the second component in which we are targeting manufacturing of briquettes and pellets. Briquettes and pellets. So this is the financial assistance for briquette or pellet manufacturing plant. If we set up, the subsidy that we will get from the government is 9 lakh rupees per metric ton per hour manufacturing capacity. Maximum will be 45 lakh rupees per plant. And non-bagasse based biomass, if we are setting up, then it will be 40 lakh rupees per megawatt. Maximum will be 5 crore per project. 5 crore per project. And then we have a biogas program. Now look, this biogas is small or medium size. This is the third component. And how do we define small or medium? So earlier it was 25 meter cube to 2500 meter cube. Okay, that is small or medium. But now it has been reduced from as low as 1 meter cube. So if you set up a biogas plant as low as 1 meter cube, you qualify for financial assistance. So it will be between 1 to 2500 meter cube of biogas per day. Now, who will do the inspection that you are running a plant at minimum 50% and at least 80% of the capacity, efficiency? Well, the inspection will be done by mainly National Institute of Bioenergy, which works under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And who will be the implementing agency for all these incentives? Who will release the money and all? So IRADA will be the implementation agency. IRADA. Okay, it will be the implementation agency for the scheme. Recently, which of these organizations has announced the launch of a task force or a committee to conceive the India Energy Stack? And we want India Energy Stack, and this will be decided by a committee. That committee will be overseen by the Ministry of Power. And what will India Energy Stack do? So India Energy Stack is an initiative aimed at creating a unified, secure and interoperable digital public infrastructure for the energy sector. We have so many DPI. For example, even UPI is a type of DPI. Okay. Even DigiLocker is a type of DPI, digital public infrastructure, right? So we want to create a digital public infrastructure for the energy sector in India, which will be called India Energy Stack. So the India Energy Stack will offer unique IDs for consumers, assets and transaction, real-time consent-based data sharing, open APIs for seamless system integration, tools for consumer empowerment, market access and innovation. And it will be spearheaded by the Ministry of Power. So more details will emerge on what India Energy Stack will actually do. But as of now, you can say that it is like a platform, right? It is like a digital platform which is unified, secure and interoperable. It will improve the efficiency of the power distribution companies. It will integrate renewable energy also. Here I would also like to mention to you that recently the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which works under the Ministry of Power, has partnered with the Energy and Resources Institute, that is TERI. And so these two, they have signed a MOU to set up a Center of Excellence for Energy Transition. Center of Excellence for Energy Transition, it will be set up in the campus of TERI's Institute of Energy Transition. This campus is in Hyderabad. So although the headquarters of the Energy and Resources Institute is in Delhi, but in the TERI Hyderabad campus, in the TERI's IOET, that is Institute of Energy Transition campus in Hyderabad, this Center of Excellence in Energy Transition will be set up. It will be a joint effort by TERI and Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Understood? And let me tell you, India will join very soon something called as Energy Efficiency Hub. PM Modi announced it. India will join Energy Efficiency Hub. Now, Energy Efficiency Hub is an international organization. You can call it International Energy Efficiency Hub. It's a global platform for promoting energy efficiency. And India will be represented in this organization by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And International Energy Efficiency Hub was set up in 2020. In 2020. So you can say that currently 16 countries are a member of International Energy Efficiency Hub. It is headquartered in Paris, the capital of France. Recently, induction ceremony for the 5th 25-ton bollard pull tug Ojas was held at the Naval Dockyard in Visakhapatnam. This 25-ton bollard pull tug was constructed by which company? Bollard pull tug is a ship which is used to pull other ship. So I'm talking about Titagarh Rail System Limited. So the contract was given to Titagarh Rail System, which is a company based in Kolkata, for manufacturing 6 bollard pull tugs. 6 bollard pull tug. The first one which they created was called Bhisham. Second one was called Bahubali. Okay. First one was called Bhisham. Second one was Bahubali. Third one is Ashwa. Fourth one is Yuvan. Fifth one, which I just told you, is Ojas. And the sixth one will be Sabal. So these are the names of 6, all the 6, which will be undertaken by Titagarh Rail System Limited. And here I would also like to tell you that there is a ship called INSV Kaundinya. INSV Kaundinya, named after the great, seafarer, great mariner Kaundinya. So this is a ship which has been created by the traditional Tankai method or stitching method of India, by the Indian Navy in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture and a private company called Odi Innovation, which is a company based in Goa. So they have created it, and this is a beautiful ship because it has been made with the traditional Indian method of stitching the woods, which is called Tankai method. INSV Kaundinya, and INSV Kaundinya will be based in Karwar. Karwar is a naval base of India in Karnataka. As per the recently released Sustainable Development Goals National Indicator Framework Progress Report, the population covered by Social Protection System or FLOR has increased from 22% in 2016 to how much in 2025. Now this is a fantastic report. It was released by the National Statistical Office, which works under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So what does this report say? This report says that the people in India who have social protection, they were only 22% in 2016, and now their number has increased massively to 64.3%. And this report was released on 29th of June, which we celebrate as the National Statistics Day. National Statistics Day, because this is the birthday of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. And what is the theme of the National Statistics Day this year? 75 years of National Sample Survey. This is the theme. This is the theme. And why social protection has improved so much in India? Because of schemes like, for example, Ayushman Bharat, for example, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, because of so many schemes. So let me show you some data. Now you can see that the population covered by social protection has shot from 22% to 64.3%. That was the MCQ. The percentage of people in India, men, women and children who are living in poverty, multidimensional poverty, has reduced from 24.85% in the financial year 16 to just 14.96% now in the time period from 2019 to 2021. Here you can also see that the gross value added per agriculture worker has increased from around 61,000 to now 94,110 in the financial year 25. Neonatal mortality rate has fallen from 25 to 19 in 2021, the latest data that is available. Then the budgetary allocation for Department of Health Research is improving consistently. In the financial year 26, in the budget, it was around 3900 crore. Then tuberculosis incidence has reduced from 208 to 195. Percentage of institutional births has improved massively. It was around 90.6. Institutional birth means when childbirth happens in a hospital or a community health center or primary health center, etc. Percentage of population using an improved drinking water is now an astonishing 99.62% in India. Open defecation free target we have been able to achieve, right? So it is 100%. The entire country is now open defecation free, and proportion of villages with village water and sanitation committee is now an astonishing 90%. 90%. Then the percentage of households electrified is now 100%. Renewable energy share is 22%, which means that out of the total energy in India, 22% is now renewable energy. This is the latest data for financial year 25. The waste recycling plants in India has improved almost 3 times, from 829 in the financial year 20 to 3036. Then the percentage of wards with 100% source aggregation is now an astonishing 90.43%. Installed renewable energy generating capacity of India is now 156 gigawatt. 156 gigawatt in the financial year 25. Our target is 500 gigawatt, as you must be knowing, by 2030. Then the credit to MSMEs is also improving. Here you can see it was around 12 lakh crore and now it is 27 lakh crore in the financial year 24. Labor force participation rate is also kind of improving. It is now 64.3%. Number of startups in India which are recognized under the Startup India program, they were 34,000 in 2024 from just 453 in 2016. Per capita fossil fuel consumption is now 169.5. Then Gini coefficient. Gini coefficient talks about the inequality. So the lower it is, the better it is. Here you can see that in the rural area, it is 0.237, reduced from 0.28. And in urban area, it is now 0.28. Earlier, it was 0.36. So it is reducing, which is good. It shows reducing inequality in India. And the budgetary allocation for the northeastern state is improving from 1.66% to now 2.10% of the total budget. And the percentage of budget allocated for welfare of SC and ST has also increased from just 2.86 to now almost 2.5 times to 6.19%. Then there is a progress that has been made in free and compulsory education. From just 23.7%, it is now 29.5%. The proportion of schools in India which have access to electricity is now 91%. It was only 58% in 2016 financial year. The percentage of schools in India which have computer is now 57%. The percentage of schools which have toilets now is 34%, which have a ramp is 77%. Drinking water is now 98.3%, right? So like that, I mean, we can go on and on when it comes to the data, but overall country is making tangible progress, measurable progress. Here you can see the total number of internet subscriptions in India. It was just 302 or 30 crore. Now it is 95 crore. 95 crore. And then you can also see the share of India's exports in the global export. So it has improved from 1.62 in merchandise to 1.8, and in the service sector from 3.27 to 4.4%. The number of Ramsar sites has also increased significantly in India. Now, latest you know that the new Ramsar sites in India which have been created, they have been created in Rajasthan recently. Okay, in Rajasthan recently. So which are those two? Well, those are Khichan and Menar. So now there are 91 Ramsar sites in India. Then you can see here some more data, like for example, mobile network, the percentage of population covered by mobile network. So the population covered by at least a 4G is now 99%, 3G 97%, and population covered by a mobile cellular network is 99.28%. Then maximum sustainable yield in fishing has improved significantly from 3 to now 5.3. So fishing productivity yield is improving. right? So some of the data I think could be important from just your general GK point of view. But apart from that, I don't think that you can remember that much data, right? But it is good to know like on which path the country is, because the real knowledge comes from that only. Otherwise, you can debate endless whether India is growing or not. National Highway Authority of India (NHAI) has developed India's first dedicated wildlife corridor on a national highway. It is a 12-kilometer road on the Delhi-Mumbai Expressway, which bypasses the buffer zone, which passes through the buffer zone of Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, which is in Savai Madhopur district of Rajasthan. Now, this project is set up in consultation with which organization and Ministry of Environment? Now, the thing is that in the buffer area of Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, if we set up a highway, then the problem is that the animals, they can collide with the cars and trucks. And we saw what happened in Tadoba. A lot of animals, they died because of all these in Maharashtra. So this is like a dedicated wildlife corridor. It is raised from the ground, so dedicated wildlife corridor is there. So let's say this is a road, and on top of that we create a corridor for the animals, so they can pass through it and they will not have to come on the road, right? So this has been made by NHAI in consultation with Wildlife Institute of India, which is in Dehradun, and Ministry of Environment. And this is India's first dedicated wildlife corridor on a national highway. Look, there are other such wildlife corridors also, but they are not on national highway. This one is on a proper expressway, in fact, Delhi-Mumbai Expressway. So Delhi-Mumbai Expressway is a very large expressway. It passes through Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and finally it goes to Maharashtra. And this one will be in Ranthambore Tiger Reserve, which is in Savai Madhopur in Rajasthan. Savai Madhopur in Rajasthan. Now, recently on Dwarka Expressway, which connects Delhi and Gurugram, India's first advanced traffic management system has been inaugurated on the Dwarka Expressway. On the Dwarka Expressway, right? So this ATMS has been developed by IHMCL, Indian Highways Management Company Limited, which is a subsidiary of National Highway Authority of India. So what does it do? Automatically, it will catch the violations of, if you are not putting a seat belt, for example, if you are breaking the red light, if you are over speeding. So 14 different types of challans will be issued to you automatically, because it is ATMS is integrated with NIC e-challan portal. E-challan portal. Now, this NIC e-challan portal is developed by National Informatics Center, which works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. So this ATMS will be installed on Dwarka Expressway. As per recent information, what is the name of the world's first jet-propelled humanoid robot that successfully lifted off the ground by approximately 50 centimeters and remained stable for the entire duration? Now just imagine a robot that is flying in the air. Not even flying, it is just steady in the air, as if it is still in the air. So this is a technology by a company called Iron Cub 3. Iron Cub 3 is a company which is based in Genoa in Italy. So it is an Italian company, Iron Cub 3, and it lifted off a robot, humanoid. Humanoid means it looks like a human being, humanoid robot, and it was lifted 50 centimeters above the ground and remained stable for the entire duration. So this is a breakthrough in humanoid robotics. Humanoid robotics. Now, why do we want robot to do that? It was a 70 kilogram robot, 70 kg robot, and it can be used in disaster management. We can send these robots into disaster area or where there is a fire or all these things. If it can remain in the air, it will be helpful in disaster management. By the way, Kerala is the first state in India that has made robotics education compulsory for all the class 10 students. Class 10 students. Recently, which organization has launched Government of India Stats mobile app? This app will have all-encompassing data ecosystem for seamless access to official data. Any data that the Government of India officially launches, you will find on this app. This is called Government of India or GOI Stats, and this app has been launched recently to make data available to everyone by National Sample Survey Office. National Sample Survey Office. Okay, all the database will be available here, and all of this National Sample Survey Office, it works under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. I think instead of National Sample Survey Office, we should use the word National Statistical Office. Why? Because National Sample Survey Office was merged with Central Statistical Office and they were merged to create NSO. So better is National Statistical Office. Who among the following has become the next chief of RAW, Research and Analysis Wing, India's external intelligence agency? Now, India has a lot of intelligence agencies like Intelligence Bureau, Defense Intelligence Agency, Military Intelligence Agency, and all of these. So, but RAW is main external intelligence agency. So the answer is Parag Jain, Senior IPS Officer Parag Jain, and he will replace Ravi Sinha. Ravi Sinha. RAW was formed in 1968 after the 1962 China War and after the 1965 India-Pakistan War. So RAW is very, very important. It is headquartered in New Delhi. The first ever Ladakh Astro-Tourism Festival was held in Leh to promote astro-tourism. The event was organized by the Union Territories Tourism Department, that is the Ladakh Tourism Department, in collaboration with which institute? So the institute is Indian Institute of Astrophysics, which is based in Bangalore. And the festival took place inside the Henley Dark Sky Reserve. Henley Dark Sky Reserve is in Henley village in Ladakh, and this village is located inside the Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary. Changthang Wildlife Sanctuary is a part of the Changthang Plateau, which is in Leh district. So this area is India's first dark sky reserve. It spans almost 22 kilometers. And this Henley Dark Sky Reserve is inside the premises of Indian Astronomical Observatory, which is operated by Indian Institute of Astrophysics. Indian Institute of Astrophysics basically is an institute that works under the Ministry of Science and Technology. And Henley Dark Sky Reserve was set up in 2022. And this Indian Astronomical Observatory is located on Mount Saraswati, okay, in Ladakh. And by the way, we are also setting up other dark sky reserves in India also. For example, in Tal Kaveri in Karnataka, from where the Kaveri river takes origin, we are setting up one dark sky reserve there also. We are planning to set up another one in Kodaikanal. I mean, these are some announcements by the government. There is no work that has been done, but especially Tal Kaveri, they were saying that they will set up a dark sky reserve. So dark sky reserve is a place where there is no light disturbances, where there are very few people who live. You can see the planets, you can see the galaxies and all with telescopes. All of these things you can do. University of South California scientists, they led the development of a computer simulation that gave astrophysicists a mechanism for testing ideas about dark matter and its behavior in the Milky Way, another galaxy. What is the name of this simulation project created to understand dark matter? You can't go into the dark matter because of the gravity, but you can simulate the dark matter on Earth. So this will be done by COSMIC. The name is COSMIC. What is COSMIC? Cosmological zoom-in simulation with initial conditions beyond cold dark matter. So the name of this project is COSMIC, and this is a project by University of South California. So they will be able to do the research on dark matter. Now, studying dark matter is very tricky because dark matter does not emit any light or energy that can be detected. That is why studying dark matter is very difficult, right? So that is why we will simulate dark matter on Earth. And this experiment is called COSMIC. Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, DRI, has launched an operation to crack down on illegal goods that India is importing through third-party countries like Dubai, UAE. So what Pakistan is doing, it is sending illegal products in India through Dubai. So Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has launched an operation called Operation Deep Manifest. And recently goods worth 9 crore were seized at the Nhava Sheva port, also known as Jawaharlal Nehru Port in Mumbai. Now, DRI works under CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom, which works under the Ministry of Finance, which works under the Department of Revenue of the Ministry of Finance, CBIC. So DRI is a anti-smuggling intelligence, investigation and operations agency in India. It was formed in 1957. Recently, the Quad countries, they launched the first ever Quad at Sea Observer Mission to strengthen maritime cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region. Now, which of the following country is not a member of the Quad? So, Indonesia is not a member of the Quad. India, Japan, and the US, they are all the members of the Quad, right? Now, there is another grouping which is called Squad. By the way, instead of Indonesia, we should be having Australia here. So, these are the 4 countries which are a member of Quad. Now, Quad countries, they are already doing one maritime exercise which is called Malabar exercise. Okay. Now they have started one more exercise, again a maritime exercise, but this one will be done by the Coast Guard. The Malabar exercise is done by the Navy of the Quad country. So this is called Quad at Sea Observer Mission. Quad at Sea Observer Mission. Now, when did they decide that they will do this exercise? They decided it in September 2024. Because in September 2024, we had the Quad Summit that was organized in the city of Wilmington in America. Now, the city of Wilmington is located in Delaware state of America. So, this we call as Wilmington Declaration. Wilmington Declaration in 2024 is where all the Quad countries said that let's have an exercise, in this regard. And where will the Quad Summit take place this year in 2025? It will take place in New Delhi in India. It will take place in India. That is also something to remember. Now, Quad countries, they are working on other things also. For example, they have started an initiative called MAITRI. What is MAITRI? The full form of MAITRI is Maritime Initiative for Training in the Indo-Pacific. Basically, this is to enhance the maritime capabilities of the Quad members. So they have started MAITRI, and they recently also launched something known as IPLN, which is Indo-Pacific Logistics Network. So basically this is a platform, IPLN, Indo-Pacific Logistics Network. This is a initiative to have better and coordinated logistics, especially in response to natural disasters and other emergencies. Right? So this was decided. And by the way, this exercise which I told you, the Quad at Sea Ship Observer Mission. So what will happen in this? So 2 officers from every country, the 4 countries I told you, they will go to an American ship which is called USCGC Stratton. USCGC means US Coast Guard Clutter. It's an American Coast Guard ship, and they will go to different places, like they will go to Palau, then they will go to the Guam base. All of this is in the Pacific Ocean. Also, when the Wilmington Declaration happened last year in 2024, the Quad countries, they also said that they are going to cooperate and collaborate in other things also. Like they started an initiative called Cancer Moonshot Initiative. This is to basically work together to eliminate cancer, and they will focus for now on the cervical cancer, which is caused by human papilloma virus. So it is a preventable cancer because you can get vaccinated against this. Now, when was Quad created? See, the idea of Quad came into being in 2004 when tsunami happened, but Quad was officially established in 2007 officially. And since its idea came in 2004 for the first time, recently we also celebrated 20 years of Quad cooperation. 20th anniversary of Quad cooperation. This was organized recently. Now, I was telling you that there is something known as SQUAD. SQUAD is a grouping of 4 countries. So in SQUAD, we have Australia, Japan, America, but instead of India, there is Philippines. Right? And again, this is SQUAD is also a group to counter the threat from China, mainly in the East and the South China Sea, whereas Quad is mainly focused on Indo-Pacific. Let us move on now. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, it has approved the funding for the Tigers Outside Reserves pilot scheme to manage human-tiger conflicts. It will be implemented by the State Forest Department in collaboration with which institute or authority? So this is the National Tiger Conservation Authority, NTCA, and NTCA works under the Ministry of Environment. So Ministry of Environment and the State Forest Department, they are going to come together for this scheme. Now in this scheme, they have sanctioned amount of 88 crore, and this will be spent for 2 years, the current financial year and the next financial year. So it will run till the next financial year, which is financial year 27. And it aims to enhance the protection, monitoring, and the conflict management capabilities in regions where tigers roam outside officially designated tiger reserves. Now look, there are a lot of tiger reserves in India where where conflicts are very common. For example, there is the Tadoba Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra. There is the Pilibhit Tiger Reserve in UP, even Dudhwa. So tigers come in the sugarcane fields, which are outside the buffer zone of the tiger reserve. Even in Ranthambore and even in Wayanad in Kerala. So I mean, there are a lot of tiger reserves in India where tiger and tiger man conflict is very common. So tigers kill human beings kill tigers, and it goes on. So we don't want that to happen. So for that, there is Tigers Outside Reserves Initiative, and 88 crore will be spent in this, and this money will come from the Campa Fund. Now what is Campa Fund? National Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority, Campa. So Campa is a body that was set up for compensatory afforestation. Compensatory afforestation means if you are felling the trees from somewhere, let's say you have to set up an industry, and for that you need to fell 1000 trees, you need to pluck, you need to remove 1000 trees. Okay, so instead of that, I mean, okay, but putting an industry is also necessary for sustainable development, jobs and all. So these 1000 trees you plant at some other place, that is called compensatory afforestation. You are doing a compensation. So this is called compensatory afforestation. The amount of trees that you remove, you plant the trees in some other places. For that, there is a Campa Fund which is managed by the Campa Authority, and even the Campa Authority, it works under the Ministry of Environment. So this 88 crore will come from the Campa Fund of the Campa Authority. So what are they trying to achieve here? Well, less human-animal conflict, right? So this decision follows data-driven identification of the forest division with high conflict zones, where approximately 30% of India's tiger population resides. So initially, 80 forest divisions across 10 states have been shortlisted for funding under the scheme. And what will we do in this scheme? We will implement this scheme initially in the 80 forest divisions where man-animal conflict is highly common. So we will strengthen the monitoring system through technology. For example, we can put CCTVs and see if a tiger is approaching in any such area. Capacity building of the forest staff to manage such conflicts, give them all the ammunition and all the technology. You partner with the local people, civil society organization and expert doctors in this field, veterinarians. You support the prey-based augmentation to reduce livestock predation. For example, prey. So prey is an animal which a tiger eats. For example, deer. A tiger is very fond of deer. So you increase the deer population in the buffer area so that tiger does not have to come out of the buffer area for hunting. All these things you can try. So this scheme will be implemented at the ground level by the Chief Wildlife Wardens of the State Forest Department in collaboration with NTC. So State Forest Department, their Chief Wardens, they will implement this scheme. So a very nice question. Recently released report, Skills for the Future, Transforming India's Workforce Landscape, highlights that 9.76% of the population has completed education beyond the secondary level, whereas more than 52% remain at or below the primary level. This report has been developed by which organization? Now this is a report that is released by Institute for Competitiveness, IFC, which is based in Gurugram in Haryana. And this report was in fact launched by the Skill Development Minister of India, Mr. Jain Chaudhary. So even the Ministry of Skill Development, they agree with the data of the report. So what does this report say? Now, this is an analysis of the people who are doing the jobs in India, Now you can see that in India, in the 2023-24, around 88% of our population is involved in low competency occupations, which does not require a lot of competency. Like for example, a lift man or jobs like that. And the other 10 to 12%, they are involved in high competency occupations. Okay, that is just 10 to 12%. That's it. But most of our population is involved in low competency skill occupations. Now, what is skill 1, skill 2, skill 3 and skill 4? First, let me tell you that. So in skill 1, you have those jobs where, just a very basic education is required. Okay. Primary education. So that is skill 1, like refuse workers, elementary workers, street vendors, manufacturing laborers, construction workers, mining workers, fishermen, and all these very low skilled, very low education requirement is there. I won't say these are not skilled. Obviously, these are highly skilled profession, but you don't need educational requirement for these. Now then you have skill 2. For skill 2, the education requirement is secondary education only, right? For skill 1, it is just primary education, which is sufficient. For skill 2, secondary education is sufficient. So you have clerk level jobs here. All these keyboard operator, data entry operators, and numerical clerk, general office clerk, and machine mechanic, and all these. So just secondary education is enough. Then you have skill 3. So what comes under skill 3 and skill 4? So in skill 3, you will have, you will have requirement of at least a university degree. Okay, like a graduate degree is enough for skill 3 level jobs. And what are those jobs? Well, skill 3, for example, your sports worker, your sales technician, mining supervisor, ship technician, science technician, your business service agent. I mean, all of these, technicians and supervisors and all. So that is skill 3. And of course, then you have skill 4. Now, skill 4, obviously, they require at least a postgraduate degree. Highly skilled jobs, the white collar jobs. So those are skill 4. Now, if you see skill 1, Dadra Nagar Haveli has the highest skill 1 percentage in India, skill 1 workers, and Arunachal Pradesh has the lowest, 5.15% only. For skill 2, top state is Arunachal. So Arunachal has 84% skill 2 people, and lowest is Chandigarh with only 47.28%. Then let's also talk about skill 3 and skill 4 jobs. So skill 3, you can see Delhi is best at 9.59%, and lowest is Ladakh, 0.35%. Skill 3, once again I repeat, you need undergraduation as an educational requirement. And then skill 4, the best jobs, So Chandigarh has 33.1% highest in India, and Bihar with 4.62%. For skill 4, you need PG degree. High education requirement is there. So like that, some data was there. Here you can see for skill level, what is the education requirement. For skill level 1, only primary education. For skill level 2, secondary education. For skill level 3, UG. And for skill level 4, PG. If you see the periodic labor force survey data for financial year 24, 5 sectors in India: IT, ITES 1, textile and apparel 2, electronics 3, healthcare and life sciences 4, and beauty and wellness 5. 66% of the vocational training happens in these 5 sectors. And the report said that only 9.76% of Indian population has completed education beyond the secondary level, whereas more than 52% remain at below the primary level. Below the primary level. So this is the data for the skill and the workforce in India. Which company has launched Alpha Genome? It's a new artificial intelligence tool to accurately predict how individual mutations in human DNA affect their functions. DNA forms the basis of everything in our body, and DNA in our body condenses to form chromosomes. And one single unit of chromosome is known as a gene. These things you must have studied in your genetics, right? So the company is called DeepMind. Now DeepMind company is a independent company, but it was acquired by Google. So today DeepMind handles all the artificial intelligence work of Google. So Alpha Genome is launched by DeepMind, and this is a new artificial intelligence model. It will be able to accurately predict if there is a mutation in DNA, how it will affect the function of the body. And it will be especially useful for management of disease like cancer, because a lot of cancers happen because of the DNA mutations. DNA mutations. Is that clear? We'll not go into too much detail of the technical side of it, but this is something they have launched. And by the way, Google, they have also recently launched something known as Doppel. Using Doppel, you can try on clothes. You don't need to go to a try room when you go to buy clothes. You can use Doppel, and it will help you to virtually try on the clothes using artificial intelligence. So Doppel has been launched recently by Google. India's GST has completed 8 years because it was enacted on 1st of July 2017. So in 2024-25, the GST collection of India was how much? And it is the highest ever. So it was 22.08 lakh crore. And see, this, GST is comes under CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom. And what was the theme of the GST day, 1st July 2025? GST simplifying taxes, empowering citizens. This is the theme. Now, if you see the GST collection, if you compare it with 3-4 years back, it has doubled in the last 5 years. It has doubled in the last 5 years, right? And how many people in India they pay GST? So total, you can see that 1 crore 51 lakh 80,000. You can say 1.5 crore people they have paid GST in India. GST in India. And if you divide the total collection, that is 22.08 lakh crore with 12. So this will be the average GST collected per month. How much that is? That is approximately 1.84 lakh crore. 1.84 lakh crore, right? So, and 85% of the respondents, they have said a positive experience with GST according to a report given by Deloitte recently. Now, how many rates are there for GST in India? So there are 4 rates, 5, 12, 18 and 28%. But there are some special GST rate also. For example, on gold, silver and jewelry, there is 3% GST. Then there is 0.25% GST on rough diamond. There is 1.5% GST on cut and polished diamonds. So these are some special rate, but otherwise there are 4 rates, 5, 12, 18 and 28. Okay. That's all you need to know that about GST. Scientists at which university they have demonstrated the successful working of the world's first complementary metal oxide semiconductor computer made using 2D material. So this is the world's first CMOS computer or complementary metal oxide semiconductor computer, and it is made using 2D material. So this is a big discovery, or you can say invention. Invention is a better word, which has been achieved by the Pennsylvania State University, which is in America. So they have mastered this nano fabrication technique because these 2D material are nano thin, very, very thin, paper thin at the nano level, right? So CMOS. Now CMOS is used where? So CMOS is used in designing electronic circuits. And these computers, they have achieved a very high drive current because the leakage is low and power dissipation is low. So that is why the 2D semiconductor circuits, they are much better. And these 2D semiconductor circuits, they can operate below 3 volts and up to 25 kilohertz of frequency. Up to 25 kilohertz of frequency they can achieve, and they can operate at even less than 3 volts. So they are very energy efficient. In fact, in Pennsylvania State University, there is an Indian professor, Saptarishi Das. He is one of the brains behind this. So we are very proud of his research. Which company became a unicorn company after raising $120 million in the recent round of raising? So this is a company called Jumbo Tail. It is the latest unicorn. Unicorn is a company which touches the market valuation of at least $1 billion. So Jumbo Tail is the latest addition to that. It has become a unicorn company. It has raised $120 million, and this company was started in 2015. Now this company, Jumbo Tail, it is basically, it provides distribution and ancillary services for both buyers and sellers on wholesale marketplace. E-commerce websites like Amazon and Flipkart and all. So Jumbo Tail basically provides distribution and services for sellers and buyers on the e-commerce websites or online wholesale marketplaces. This is a company that is based in Bengaluru. And this year so far, there are 4 companies which have become unicorn. So Jumbo Tail is the 5th company to become unicorn. Which are the other 4? So there is Netradyne, there is Just Pay, fintech company, there is the logistics company Porter, and there is the company Drools, which is into dog food, pet food. which became the first renewable energy company in India to cross 15,000 megawatt of operational capacity. 15,000 megawatt is 15 gigawatt. That much renewable capacity it has achieved. It is the Adani Group. So it is Adani Green Energy Limited. Adani Green Energy Limited has achieved this significant milestone, right? And if you want to break it down, of course, most of it is solar power. So out of the 15,000 megawatt, 11,000 is the solar power, almost 2,000 is the wind power, 2,500 almost is the wind and solar hybrid project. And they have recently set up a project in Khavda. This is the world's largest renewable energy plant in Khavda in Kutch in Gujarat. And they are developing it, and the capacity is a massive 30,000 megawatt. And all of this is a wasteland. It is not fit for agriculture, right? So, so far they have operationalized 5,000 megawatt at Khavda, but they will eventually take it up to 30,000 megawatt. So their capacity is only going to increase as we see. Who has become the champion of Uzbekistan Cup Masters tournament that was held in the capital of Uzbekistan, Tashkent? Who is the winner of this chess tournament? It is R. Pragnananda, Ramesh Babu Pragnananda. He is from Tamil Nadu and he is now world number 4 player. Very, very strong. In the final round, he defeated Nadirbek Abdusattorov of Uzbekistan, who was the local home favorite. So the winner was R. Pragnananda. The men's team of which of the following state has won the Hockey India Masters Cup? The tournament happened in the Mayor Radhakrishnan Hockey Stadium in Chennai. So the first ever Hockey India Masters Cup tournament has been won in the men's section by the Tamil Nadu. The answer therefore is Tamil Nadu. They are asking in the men's team, right? What about the women's side? So Odisha was the winner in the women's section. So basically in the women's section, Odisha defeated Punjab in the final, and in the men's section, Tamil Nadu defeated Maharashtra in the final. So this is the first time. Now look, Master Cup was for those players who are above 40 years of age in the men's section, and for women who are above 35 years of age. So all the legendary players of India, all the retired players, or it was for those. This is a tournament for this was a tournament for them. India's first ever wooden Gurudwara, Shri Nanak Niwas, has been built at which location? Now look at this beautiful Gurudwara, right? Gurudwara is the place of worship for almost every religion. I mean, even though it is a designated place of worship for Sikhs, but the 4 doors of Gurudwara, they mean that anybody can come. And this is made of wood. It is India's first Gurudwara that is made up of wood. And this wood is of the tree Deodhar. Now it is not Indian Deodhar. They have imported this wood from Finland. So it is a Finnish wood. And it has been set up in Fazilka district of Punjab. Fazilka is on the Pakistan border. In fact, I visited Fazilka around 15 days back. So Fazilka in Punjab. And the design of the Gurudwara, if you see, it is very similar to Hemkund Sahib. Hemkund Sahib is in Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. So design is very similar to that. So the credit for constructing this Gurudwara goes to the Fazilka's former Superintendent of Police, Mr. Bhupender Singh Sandhu. Mr. Bhupender Singh Sandhu, right? So this is India's first wooden Gurudwara. Here I would also like to tell you that in Punjab, the cooperative, the cooperative is called Varka. The milk brand of the Punjab cooperative is called Varka. This is a brand of the company called Milk Fed, which is the largest Punjab milk cooperative. So Varka, now they have created a mascot called Veera. So Veera is the mascot for Varka brand of Punjab's cooperative called Milk Fed. Milk Fed. Also there is a Jhajjar Bacholi Wildlife Sanctuary in Punjab, in Shri Anandpur Sahib, Jhajjar Bacholi, and here Punjab's first leopard safari has started recently. Central Board of Secondary Education, that is CBSE, has issued a notice inviting the applications for the Pradhan Mantri Uchchatar Shiksha Protsahan Central Sector Scheme of the Scholarship for College and University Students for the academic year 26. To be eligible for the scheme, your parental or family income, annual income, should not be more than how much per annum? Your family income should not be more than 4.5 lakh rupees per annum. Then you can apply for this scheme. It is called Pradhan Mantri Uchchatar Shiksha Protsahan Central Sector Scheme. Let me explain this scheme in a very easy way. Well, if you are a student from a poor family, now here poor means your annual family income should not be more than 4.5 lakh. And if you don't have money for studying in college, now when I say college, I mean UG or PG. UG or PG, then government will give you money. How much? Now, if you are doing UG, if you are doing undergraduation, then, and by the way, this is only for those students who are between the age of 18 to 25. 18 to 25. So if you are an undergraduate student, you will get 12,000 rupees per year. This is for your first year, second year, and third year. Okay. Let's say your course is of 4 years. Then for fourth year, you will get 20,000 rupees. And let's say your course is of 5 years. Then for the fifth year, also you will get 20,000 rupees, because some courses are 4-year courses like BTech. BTech is 4 year. MBBS is 5-year course. Whereas BCom, BA and all, they are all 3-year courses. So if it is a 3-year course, every year you will get 12,000 rupees. For the fourth and fifth year, you will get 20,000. If you are doing post-graduation, then again, you will get 20,000 rupees per year till your post-graduation is completed. Till your post-graduation is completed, and money will be given to you directly into your bank account via direct benefit transfer. And how many people will benefit? So the government has said that 82,000 scholarships will be given for the financial year 26. Out of that, 41,000 will be for boys and 41,000 half will be for the girls. So 50-50 will be the allocation for girls and boys. And for getting the scholarship, you should have minimum 50% marks in your 12th class examination, minimum 50%. And your attendance should be at least 75%. At least 75%, right? And your family income should not be more than 4.5 lakh. Now, another thing, government is going to select the students in the ratio of 3:2:1, 3:2:1 for science, commerce, and humanities. This is the ratio that they want. So they want more students from science. 82,000 students will be selected in this ratio, 3:2:1. So this is the scheme, and it is a scheme by CBSE, which works under the Ministry of Education. CBSE works under the Ministry of Education. Now here I would also like to tell you that the Ministry of Education, they recently launched something known as Performance Grading Index Part 2. Performance Grading Index Part 2, and the highest scorer was Chandigarh. So Chandigarh in India has the best, best school education. Best performer in school education was Chandigarh. Chandigarh score was 703 out of 1000. Second was Punjab. Punjab score was 631 out of 1000. And third was Delhi. The score was 623 out of 1000. Out of 1000. So this is the Performance Grading Index Part 2. Performance Grading Index Part 2 of the Ministry of Education. India's percentage of zero-dose children to the total population has declined from 0.11% in 2023 to how much in 2024? Positioning is it as a global exemplar in child health as acknowledged by United Nations Interagency Group for Child Mortality Estimation in their 2024 report. Now UNIGME is coming together of lot of agencies like UNICEF, World Bank, lot of institutions, they come together, and this we call as United Nations Interagency Group for Child Mortality Estimation. And they publish the data from time to time, and currently around 195 countries they ascertain. So India, how many children they did not take even a single dose? In 2023 it was 0.11%. Just 0.11% children in India were zero dose, and this reduced further to 0.06%. So only 0.06% children in India, they have not taken a single dose. That's it. And why is this? Because India has a universal immunization program. Universal immunization program is very, very potent because it gives the free vaccination to pregnant women and to the infants who are in the age group of 0 to 1. In the age group of 0 to 1 for how many diseases? So there are 12 diseases which are covered. There are 12 diseases which are covered. Okay. Which are these 12? So for example, we have measles, rubella, we have polio, we have Japanese encephalitis, rotavirus, tetanus, diphtheria, like that. So there are 12 vaccine preventable diseases. So vaccine is given for these 12. And every year, more than 2.5 crore infants in the age group of 0 to 1, they get vaccinated in India. And this universal immunization program till 2013, it used to give vaccine for only 6 diseases, but now it has been doubled to 12. In 2014, 6 new vaccines were added. So total now 12 vaccine preventable diseases are covered as a part of universal immunization program. And universal immunization program was started by the government of India in 1985. In 1985. Is that absolutely clear? And UNIGME, it was created in 2004 to share the data on child mortality. Now, what is the target of the Sustainable Development Goals when it comes to the neonatal mortality rate, for example? Well, we have two rates. One is the neonatal mortality rate. Neonatal mortality rate should be, it should not be more than 12 deaths per 1000 live births by 2030. And under 5 mortality rate should not be more than 25 deaths per 1000 live births by 2030. So this is what we have to achieve. This is what we have to achieve as a country. And India has recently been declared free of trachoma. It is caused by a bacteria called Chlamydia trachomatis, and it is a disease of the eyes. Now, which is the country where the zero-dose children are highest? As a percentage of population, it is Yemen. In Yemen, 1.68% children, they have not taken even a single dose. So this is very high in Yemen. State Bank of India celebrated which anniversary recently? So SBI is the largest public sector bank of India, and it celebrated its 70th anniversary recently. So the answer is 70. Let me tell you some data about SBI. Now you can see since SBI was formed in 1955 to now 70 years later. So in 1955, the deposits were only 210 crore. Now there are 53 lakh crore. Loans, they are 41 lakh crore. You can see the growth here, right? Income, 5.24 lakh crore, and profit is 70 lakh crore, 70,000 crore. So in financial year 25, you can see the profit of State Bank of India was the highest in India, 70,000 crore. Second highest was HDFC, 67,000 crore. Third most profitable was LIC, 48,000 crore. Tata Consultancy Service, 48,000 crore. ICICI Bank, the profit was a massive 47,000 crore. And you can see the market share of State Bank of India in different things. In deposit, it has a 22% market share. In loans, it has a 19% market share. In retail loan, home loan, you can see it is almost more than 1/5 in every category. SBI is it's huge. SBI, how many branches it has? So today, the number of branches of SBI are an astonishing 23,000 approx. And the number of employees, 2.36 lakh people, they work in SBI at, combined at all the levels. So, and you can see the profit, unbelievable profit, 70,000 crore profit in financial year 25. That is something, this much profit is not easy at all. Which country has launched the climate change monitoring satellite called Global Observing Satellite for Greenhouse Gases and Water Cycle, GOSAT-GW? And for that, they use the rocket H2A. So this satellite will track the concentration of carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So this is a satellite launched by Japan. The answer is Japan. It was launched from Tanegashima Satellite Launch Center, which is in southwestern Japan. So for H2A, this was the 50th and final flight. Now H2A rocket will be replaced by H3, right? And Japan, if you remember last year, they launched a lunar mission called SLIM. SLIM was name of the mission. For that, they used the spacecraft called Hayabusa 2. Hayabusa 2. Understood? And this mission this rocket, H2A, was made by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. And by the way, Japan Space Agency is called JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Here I would also like to tell you that there is a Japanese pharmaceutical company called Takeda, and they have created a vaccine called Qdenga, which is a vaccine for dengue. It has got the approval from WHO. In India, it will be manufactured in collaboration with a Hyderabad-based company called BioE. Qdenga. So this is only the second dengue vaccine to receive the WHO qualification status. Union Minister for Port Shipping and Waterways has inaugurated the first ever ASEAN-India Cruise Dialogue in which city? ASEAN-India Cruise Dialogue was held on a ship called MV Empress. MV Empress, this is a ship that is owned by Cordelia Cruises. So the meeting was held at the Chennai port. At Chennai port on a ship called MV Empress, this is owned by Cordelia Cruise Company. So all the ASEAN countries, their members came here. ASEAN has 10 countries as member, but the 11th member, which will become official this year, is Timor-Leste. And even Timor-Leste came in this, ASEAN India Cruise Dialogue. So, ASEAN Summit is there now in October 2025. There officially Timor-Leste will be included as the 11th member of ASEAN. 11th member of ASEAN. And ASEAN Secretariat is located in Jakarta. ASEAN was created in 1967 as a part of the Bangkok Declaration. Also, the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterway, they have created India's first NBFC in the maritime sector. What is the name of that? Sagarmala Finance Corporation Limited. Sagarmala Finance Corporation Limited, headquarter will be in New Delhi. This is the first non-banking financial company of India in the maritime sector. It has got the approval from the RBI. In fact, this company has also been given already the Mini Ratna Category 1 status. Mini Ratna Category 1 status. Appointments Committee of the Cabinet has approved the extension of which person as the chairman of FSIB, Financial Services Institution Bureau. Earlier it was known as Banks Board Bureau. Banks Board Bureau was set up in 2016, but later on the name was changed to FSIB. So when was the name changed for this organization to FSIB? The name was changed in 2022. In 2022, the name was changed to FSIB, right? It is based in Mumbai and it appoints the managing director and CEOs and chairman of various organizations in India. So Bhanu Pratap Sharma will remain the chairperson of FSIB for another year. This has been decided by the government of India. Which state has made it mandatory for all the government school teachers to mark their attendance digitally through the Hamare Shikshak platform starting from 1st of July 2025? Digital attendance has been made compulsory in Madhya Pradesh. The platform is called Hamare Shikshak and it is a part of Education 3 portal. Madhya Pradesh government has a portal called Education 3. So on Education 3 portal, you have Hamare Shikshak platform where you will mark your attendance. And this is because in government schools, teachers are often said to be missing the classes and doing some other work and not focusing on education. Now all of that will be tackled. Union Cabinet has approved the Employment Linked Incentive Scheme to support employment generation in India. And under the scheme, the first time employees will get 1 month's wage of up to how much as a benefit. So basically what happens is, Government of India wants to generate new jobs. So the people who give the jobs, that is the employers, as well as the people who get the jobs, that is employees, both will be getting some benefits. What are the benefits? If you are an employee, first time employee, and if your monthly salary is up to 1 lakh rupees, then your EPF contribution of up to 15,000 will be given by the government. So let's see in detail. Employment Linked Incentive Scheme. Now this scheme was first announced last year's budget in 2024 budget, but it has only been enacted now. Basically, government will spend 99,446 crore on this scheme over a period of 2 years. This 2-period time is 1st August 2025 and 31st July 2027. So the benefit of the scheme will be given to those jobs, the benefit will be applicable to those jobs which are created between 1st August 2025 and 31st July 2027. Now let's see what is the benefit given to the first time employee. If you are a first time employee, and what is the target that they have kept? Well, they are saying that with this scheme, they plan to create 3.5 crore jobs. And out of the 3.5 crore jobs, 1.92 crore jobs will be the first time beneficiaries, which means the people who are getting the job for the first time. That is their target. And the amount that they will spend is a massive 99,446 crore for a period of 2 years, from 1st August to 31st July, 1st August 2025 to 31st July 2027. So let's see what is the incentive that will be given to the employees. Those employees with salary up to 1 lakh rupee, they are eligible. They will get 1 month EPF wage up to 15,000 rupees in 2 installments. The first installment will be payable after 6 months of service and the another second installment will be payable after 1 year of service. It will benefit 1.92 crore first time employees. So this is the benefit to the employees. If their salary is up to 1 lakh, government will give them 1 month EPF wage of up to 15,000 rupees in 2 installments. Now, what is the benefit given to the employer, the person who is giving the job? Is there any benefit to him? Yes. So employers will get incentive in respect of employees with salary up to 1 lakh. So you have to give the jobs to those people whose salary is up to 1 lakh rupees. And what will you get? You will get up to 3,000 rupees per month for 2 years for each additional employee with sustained employment for at least 6 months. You have to give the employment to an employee for at least 6 months, and you will get 3,000 rupees per month for 2 years for each additional employee with sustained employment for at least 6 months. And for manufacturing sector, these incentives will be given to the 3rd and 4th years also. If you are giving a job for manufacturing sector, then you will be getting up to 3,000 per month for 4 years, otherwise for every other sector for 2 years. And what are these benefits? Let me tell you. Now there is one more condition. If you have less than 50 employees in your company, you need to hire at least 2 additional employees to be eligible. And if your company has already 50 or more employees, you need to hire at least 5 more people. Then you are eligible. So if the EPF wage slab of additional employee is up to 10,000, you get 1,000 rupees per employee per month if you are an employer. If the EPF wage slab of additional employee is between 10 and 20,000, you get 2,000 rupees per employee per month. This is the incentive to the employer. And for more than 20,000 rupees up to salary of rupees 1 lakh per month, then 3,000 per employee per month you will get if you are an employer for 2 years. And if it is manufacturing sector, for 4 years. Understood? So if you are hiring someone with a salary of up to 10,000, you get 1,000 per month. Between 10 and 20,000, you get 2,000 per month. And more than 20,000 up to salary of 1 lakh, you get 3,000 per employee, per additional employee that you employ. So this is the scheme, very, very important scheme. And I have explained to you in very easy language, right? So, and all the benefits will be given via direct benefit transfer. So try to hire as many people as you can. And the first time employees, what benefit they will get? Well, the first time employees, they will get a benefit 1 month EPF wage up to 15,000 in 2 installments. One installment after 6 months and second after 1 year. And what will the employer get? Depending on the salary of the employee that they hire, they will get 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 per employee per month. Union Cabinet has approved the National Sports Policy. It's a landmark initiative aimed at reshaping the country's sporting landscape and empowering the citizen through the sport. This policy is based on 5 pillars. So National Sports Policy, Rashtriya Khel Niti in Hindi as we say, this is to basically win more medals in the Olympics and try to help India become a superpower in sports. Now the existing policy was called National Sports Policy 2001. So this National Sports Policy of 2025 will replace the old policy of 2001. It will supersede the existing policy of 2001. Now India is targeting 2036 Olympic Games because this might take place in Ahmedabad. We have applied and let's see which city gets the hosting rights. So the new policy is based on 5 pillars. Which of the following is not one of the pillar? Sports as India's movement. This is not one of the pillar. Let me show you the 5 pillar. Nation's excellence on a global stage. This is one pillar. Sports for economic development. Sports for social development. Sports as a people's movement. And alignment with national education policy. So these are the 5 pillars. Okay, these are the 5 pillars on which the new policy will be there. So what do we want in all of these pillars? For example, nation's excellence on a global stage. This is very easy to understand. We have to strengthen the sports program from the grassroots to the elite level like Olympics. Build world-class system for training and coaching. Sports for economic development. Basically promote sports tourism and attract major international events to India. Have proper sports infrastructure through public-private partnership. Sports for social development. Promote sports among women, economically weaker sections, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, people with disabilities, etc. Sports as people's movement. Give universal access to sports facility. Launch the fitness indexes for schools, colleges and workplaces. And integrate it with the national education policy. So these are the 5 pillars. Also don't forget that the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs, they have recently launched My Bharat platform version 2, which is made by Digital India Corporation that works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT. Also, Rajasthan University and Purnima University in Rajasthan both will host the Khelo India University Games 2025. Purnima University and Rajasthan University, they will host it in Jaipur in November 2025. This is the 5th edition of Khelo India University Games. Khelo India University Games. In a first of its kind initiative to strengthen India's seafood export sector, which organization organized national scale Olympiad on seafood value addition? On seafood value addition, the answer is MPEDA, Marine Products Export Development Authority, which works under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So they organized a competition. It was a grand finale of national scale Olympiad, and the competition was about seafood value addition. And who was the winner? So there is a company called Thanesar KR of Abad Foods from Mallipuram in Kerala. So this was the winning company, right? So MPEDA, they conducted skill test also for trained professional, and MPEDA is headquartered in Kochi in Kerala. So the companies were evaluated on quality, hygiene, execution and presentation. The winner got a cash award of 1 lakh rupees. Second prize 75,000, third prize 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees, right? Hurun Research Institute has released the 7th edition of Global Unicorn Index. Unicorn is a company which achieves a market valuation of $1 billion. So India is third rank globally with 64 unicorns. Which is number one? Which country has the most unicorn companies? So the answer is United States of America. America has the most unicorns. Let me show you. So America has 108 new unicorns, and then China 36 new unicorn. So America is number one. If you talk about the total number of unicorns, then India is at third position. India is at third position. SpaceX company of America is a startup. It has a valuation of $350 billion. It is the most valuable company in the world. Second is ByteDance from China, which is the parent company of TikTok. So this is the first time a space exploration company has led the index. Right? So total 1523 unicorn companies are there in the world. San Francisco is the world's unicorn capital. 199 unicorn companies are there in San Francisco. New York is second. So San Francisco has the most unicorns. New York is second. In India, Bangalore has the most unicorns, right? Bangalore has the most unicorns. Bangalore is 7th globally and first in India. India was ranked third in the world after America and China. India has 64 unicorns. In India, the most valuable unicorn is Zerodha. Valuation is $8.2 billion. $8.2 billion. So here you can see America has total 758 unicorns, China 343, India is third with 64, UK is fourth with 61. And if you talk about cities, San Francisco is number one and Bangalore is 7th in the world and first in India. Now, the most valuable unicorn company in the world is SpaceX. Most valuable in the world is SpaceX. And second is ByteDance, which is Chinese. Now, this year has India any unicorn? Tell me which is the 5th unicorn company of India in 2025. Now I told you a lot of companies. Recently Jumbo Tail has become the 5th unicorn company of India. Jumbo Tail actually. Then there is Netradyne, which became a unicorn. JustPay, Porter and Drools, all of these are also have become unicorn companies recently. Now most of the unicorn companies are from the fintech field. Second is software as a service and third is artificial intelligence. Indian Railways has launched a new mobile app, all-in-one app, super app kind of a thing, everything at one place. What is it called? It's called Rail One. So Rail One was launched on the occasion of 40th Foundation Day of CRIS. What is CRIS? Center for Railway Information System. This is a company that works under, it's a public sector company that works under the Ministry of Railways. It's a railway PSU. So this will have everything. It will integrate all the passenger services like unreserved UTS tickets via our wallet to get 3% discount, live train tracking, grievances redressal, e-catering, porter booking and last mile taxi, everything here. And what about the reserved ticket? So reserved tickets will continue to be offered on the IRCTC. Rail One app has also been authorized by IRCTC, just like many other commercial apps who have partnered with IRCTC. Rail One features a single sign-on with login via MPIN or biometric. And so basically this is a very improved kind of a app, right? And the Railway Ministry said that there will also be a modern passenger reservation system, PRS, by December 2025 that will be launched. It will have advanced functionalities like seat choice and all that, because currently Railways does not give you option of seat choice. You can give your preference, but you cannot choose your seats. But all that will be available on the modern passenger reservation system that will be effective. That will come somewhere in December. That will come in December 2025, right? So CRIS was set up in 1986. It comes under the Ministry of Railways. Ministry of Railways. Now, recently, there is a system called Kavach, which is a train collision avoidance system. Kavach version 5 was launched on the Mumbai suburban trains. And Kavach is a system designed by RDSO, which is a company under the Ministry of Railways, Research, Design and Standard Organization based in Lucknow. So Kavach 5 was enabled in the Mumbai Suburban Railway. Which of the following state government has launched Mukhya Mantri Pratigya scheme to provide financial support to the youth for carrying out internship program after clearing their class 12 board examination? So let's say you are a youth of Bihar. The answer is Bihar. Is Nitish Kumar the chief minister? So Mukhya Mantri Pratigya scheme is what? If your age is between 18 and 28, you have just passed class 12, or if you have a diploma, or if you are a graduate or postgraduate, or if you are a trainee under ITI, Industrial Training Institute, if you have passed ITI, if you have ITI diploma, and you want to do internship, then you will be given financial support. What is the financial support? If you have cleared 12th class, you will get 4,000 per month. If you have an ITI diploma, you get 5,000 per month. If you have graduate or postgraduate, you get 6,000 per month. Now, if you are doing internship outside your district, then you will get extra 2,000 per month. And if you are doing internship outside your state, then you get additional 5,000 per month. So that is the internship scheme of the government of Bihar. We call it Mukhya Mantri Pratigya scheme. So internship programs will be run for the youth who have passed at least class 12. Also, Bihar elections are coming. And why it is important? Because Bihar will be the first state in India to adopt the e-voting system. This is a revolutionary change. E-voting process. So it will be executed through two mobile apps. One is the Bihar's SEC official voting app, which is an app by the Bihar State Election Commission, SEC State Election Commission app. And one is a e-voting SEC BHR app. E-voting SEC BHR app, which is developed by CDAC Pune, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, Pune. So the migrant laborers, migrant voters, Divyang voter, pregnant female voter, elderly senior citizen, I mean, they will be able to do e-voting. Okay. Also in Bihar, any new thermal power project has come up? Yes, this is the Nabinagar thermal power project in Aurangabad in Bihar. The capacity will be 3 into 800 megawatt, or you can say 2400 megawatt. There will be 3 units of 800 megawatt. It will be based on supercritical technology. So this is a new thermal power project which is coming up in Bihar. As per recent information, which organization has partnered with NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, that works under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is testing a new mobile alert system called Cell Broadcast System that will send emergency warnings to the people across India in real time during a disaster. So NDMA is working closely with the Department of Telecom that works under the Ministry of Communication, and they are working on Cell Broadcast System. Cell Broadcast System is designed to send alerts to the mobile phone instantly in those areas which are affected by the natural disasters or any emergency like tsunami, earthquake, any gas leak, chemical hazard, lightning, etc. So that is the Cell Broadcast System for you. And SMS will be in multiple Indian languages, right? In fact, there is one more system that PM Modi also mentioned recently called Sachet. Sachet is already working. More than 7,000 crore SMS alerts have been sent in more than 19 Indian languages through Sachet. So Sachet is based on the Common Alerting Protocol of the International Telecommunication Union based in Geneva. Sachet system is also very interesting. And Sachet has been made by whom? Tell me that. Sachet app is launched by National Disaster Management Authority. It gives the Indian Meteorological Department weather updates and forecast, and the implementing agency is CDOT. So again, the same organizations that I just mentioned. Okay. Union Home Minister has inaugurated National Turmeric Board in which place? This is to develop a complete value chain for turmeric. So packaging, branding, marketing, export. It will also tell the farmers about, how to increase the production of turmeric. Earlier, turmeric was overseen by the Spices Board of India. which caters to more than 50 spices. Now for turmeric, there is a definitely a separate board. Now Spices Board is headquartered in Kochi in Kerala. It works under the Ministry of Commerce, and National Turmeric Board will also work under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And Mr. Palle Ganga Reddy has become the first chairman of National Turmeric Board. It will be headquartered in Nizamabad, which is in Telangana. Okay, so it will be headquartered in Nizamabad, which is located in Telangana. A very important question. And first time Government of India said this in October 2023 that we will set up a turmeric board. Now finally they have done it. Now why Telangana? Because Telangana and Maharashtra, they are among the top producers of turmeric in India. In fact, in the financial year 25, Telangana was the third largest producer of turmeric in India. And India produces 30 different types of turmeric varieties. India, let me give you some data. So the latest data that is available with me is of financial year 24, which is also available on the website. India produced 10.74 lakh ton of turmeric in financial year 24 on an area of 3 lakh hectares of land. 70% of the turmeric of the world is produced in India. India is the largest producer, consumer and exporter of turmeric in the world. India exports turmeric to Bangladesh, UAE, USA, Malaysia, etc. And out of the 10.7 lakh ton, we exported around 1.62 lakh ton of turmeric, which was worth $226 million. What is the target of the Government of India? So we have to increase the export of turmeric to $1 billion by 2030. National Turmeric Board will play a huge role in that. Now turmeric has medicinal properties. Sometimes it is also known as the golden spice of India. In more than 20 states of India, turmeric is produced. Some turmeric is very famous. For example, the turmeric of Sangli in Maharashtra, which has a GI tag. Similarly, Kandhamal turmeric of Odisha is very famous. Similarly, we have the Laka Dong turmeric of Meghalaya, which is very famous, very different. Erode turmeric of Tamil Nadu is very famous. So there are different types of turmeric in India that is produced. So National Turmeric Board, who all people will be there on that? So there is a chairperson, 3 years, Mr. Palle Ganga Reddy has been made the chairperson. Chairperson will be appointed by the central government. Then there will be a secretary who will be appointed by the Department of Commerce. Then there will be people, representation from 4 ministries of India. So there will be representation from the Ayush Ministry. There will be representation from the Department of Pharmaceutical that works under the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer. There will be representation from Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So members from these 4 ministries will be there. And then there will be representation also from the top 2 growing states of India. So Maharashtra and Telangana. And even from state of Meghalaya. Right, on rotation basis. So sometimes there will be a person from Maharashtra, sometimes there will be a person from Telangana on the board. So states will be represented on the board by the rotation. So that is about the National Turmeric Board of India. The headquarters will be in Nizamabad in Telangana. A very important question. Which of the following country has officially launched the Synthetic Human Genome Project? It's a groundbreaking effort to build human DNA from scratch. So they want to build human DNA in laboratory from scratch. This is the Synthetic Human Genome Project. It is by UK, United Kingdom. It is a project by United Kingdom, and there is a financial backing by the Wellcome Trust. Wellcome Trust is the largest medical charity globally. It is giving £10 million charity for this project. Wellcome Trust is a trust in London. It was set up in 1936 by Henry Wellcome. So this is called Wellcome Trust. And what is the name of the intelligence agency of Britain? It is called MI6. It is the Foreign Intelligence Agency, MI6. First time MI6 will be headed by a woman. What is her name? Her name is Blaise Machiavelli. First time in the history, 116-year history of MI6, a woman will be the head of this organization. British Intelligence, Secret Intelligence Service of Britain, you can say, MI6. And her name will be Blaise Machiavelli. Blaise Machiavelli. Animal Discoveries 2024 recently released report by the Government of India. Maximum number of new animals discovered were where? 101 species were discovered from Kerala. The answer is Kerala. Now you can see India, 683 new species of animals were discovered in 2024. Highest were in Kerala, 101. Second highest in Karnataka, 82. In the Northeast, Arunachal number 1 with 72 animal discoveries. What about the plant discovery? So maximum number of plant discoveries were from Kerala, 58. Again, Kerala was number 1 in both flora and fauna. Flora is plants. Maharashtra was second 45, Uttarakhand was third with 40. And the hotspot area, Western Ghat and Northeastern region, they contributed 35% of total discovery. And which were the plants that were discovered the most? Angiosperms. 154 angiosperm species were discovered. So all of this data, plant data is given by Botanical Survey of India and animal data is given by Zoological Survey of India. Both are headquartered in Kolkata. Both of them are headquartered in Kolkata. Zoological Survey of India and Botanical Survey of India. And they both work under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. President Draupadi Murmu has inaugurated UP's first Ayush University called Mahayogi Guru Gorakhnath Ayush University. Where will be set up? It will be set up in Gorakhpur. It has been set up in Gorakhpur. This university, Ayush University, is UP's first and it has been set up at a cost of 286 crore rupees. It will be affiliated to approximately 98 Ayush colleges of UP. Out of these 98 colleges, 76 are Ayurveda, 10 are Unani and 12 are homeopathy. So this university will offer a lot of courses like in homeopathy, in Unani, in Ayurveda, etc. Who has won his first Badminton World Federation title? He won the men's single final of the 2025 US Open tournament. Which kid from India? So it is Ayush Shetty. He is a future superstar. Ayush Shetty. He was the winner. And in the women's section, who was the winner? In the women's section, the American Beiwen Zhang. Name looks Chinese, but she's American. She won the US Open badminton tournament. She defeated Indian Tanvi Sharma. World Allergy Week was observed from when to when? World Allergy Week, to spread awareness on allergy. It is celebrated by World Health Organization and World Allergy Organization. Now, World Allergy Organization is headquartered in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a place in Wisconsin in America. So this time the theme was anaphylaxis, a preventable threat. And it will be celebrated from 29th of June to 5th of July. Union Cabinet has approved a new scheme which is called RDI scheme. What is the meaning of RDI scheme? Research, Development and Innovation Scheme. How much money has been allocated for this scheme? And this scheme has been started to scale up research, development and innovation in strategic and sunrise sectors. What is a strategic sector? I mean, strategic sector, you know, which is essential for a country's critical development, like the military technology, quantum technology. All of these are strategic sector. And what is a sunrise sector? Sunrise sector is a new sector. Like a sun rises, it is new. Like for example, drone. Now drones are a sunrise sector. Climate technology, that is a sunrise sector because now we are focusing on climate change. So all of these are called sunrise sector. So the deal is this. You know, in the budget of last year, that is 2024-25, the last year budget, Nirmala Sitharaman said that we will have a scheme like RDI. And this year in the budget, she allocated some fund also for the same. The total amount will be 1 lakh crore RDI scheme, and as the name says, it is for promoting research, development and innovation by the private sector. So what will happen? Private sector needs money for research and development. So the Ministry of Science and Technology, which has started this scheme. So under the Ministry of Science and Technology, there is a Department of Science and Technology which will implement this scheme. Department of Science and Technology will be the nodal department for implementing the scheme. They will give the money to the private sector as a loan, but they will charge almost nil or very, very low interest rate. That is the deal. The private sector will be charged nil or very, very low interest rate, right? So that is in a nutshell the RDI scheme. Now let me tell you more about it. So cabinet has given the approval. The scheme will be implemented by Department of Science and Technology, and it is designed to provide long-term loan or financing to the private sector with low or very low or nil interest rate to boost the private sector investment in research, development and innovation. So how this scheme will work? So there will be a governing board of Anusandhan National Research Foundation, ANRF. Before I tell you further, let me tell you what is ANRF. So under the Department of Science and Technology, there is an organization, there used to be an organization called Science and Engineering Research Board, which was set up in 2008 to promote research in science and engineering. Then Science and Engineering Research Board was, this organization was shut down and replaced with ANRF in 2023. ANRF means Anusandhan National Research Foundation. Anusandhan, the word Anusandhan is a Hindi word which means research in English. Which means research in English. So, the ANRF governing board, which is chaired by a person no less than the Prime Minister of India himself, will provide the strategic direction to the RDI scheme. The implementation, the nodal implementation will be done. Nodal implementation will be done by the Department of Science and Technology. Science and Technology. And there will be an executive council also, which will approve the scheme's guidelines. Then there will be an empowered group of secretaries, which will be headed by the cabinet secretary, which will be responsible for approving the scheme changes, sectors in which to participate or invest or give a loan, and types of the projects. So that is essentially how the RDI scheme will work. And the problem is that India's industry, the private sector, invests only 0.2% of the GDP, money equal to 0.2% of the GDP in research and development. If you see some other countries like South Korea, it is 3.9%, America 2.7%, UK 2.1%. So we are far behind. The private sector in India does not spend money that much in research and development. Culturally, it doesn't. So we have to take into account these things, right? So those projects which we think are transformative for our country, which are at a high level of technology readiness, they should be funded. They should be funded, you know. So that is what they want to do. And under the Anusandhan National Research Foundation, so Anusandhan National Research Foundation, there is a special purpose fund. There is a special purpose fund that will be created, and this special purpose fund will serve as the custodian of the funds. That is 1 lakh crore will be, the custody will be with the special purpose fund. And this special purpose fund will get money from the union budget. And this money will be 50-year interest-free loan. The money in SPF will come from the union budget, and it will be 50-year interest-free loan. And then they will give it further as a loan to private sector for research and development at very, very low or nil interest rate. So that is the scheme for you. Now let us talk about the next question. According to the latest data from Orbiting Now, as of 29 June 2025, there are approximately 12,952 active objects which are orbiting the Earth. Based on this data, which of the following country has the highest number of satellites in the orbit globally? This is, I think, a very easy question. The answer is NASA, obviously, and NASA is the space agency of America. So they basically are asking which country has the highest number of satellites in the orbit. Now, orbits are of 3 types. One is the low Earth orbit, right? Then we have geostationary orbit, and then we have medium Earth orbit. So there are 3 types of orbit. And if you take into account all the 3 types of orbit, then the total active objects are 12,952. And according to the data, so let me show you the data. You can see America has approximately 8,530 satellites to be precise, which is the highest. I mean, just imagine that out of 12,952 active objects, America has 8,530 satellites. So it is the country with the highest number of satellites across the world, and all the credit goes to NASA. Of course, America has some military assets also. because there are military spy satellites, and see, America has a lot of private companies also like Starlink, and Starlink alone has more than 7,000 satellites. So Starlink company is owned by Elon Musk, and this company provides satellite internet. Then there are private companies like SpaceX and all, which also launch satellite. Then second is Russia. So Russia has approximately 1559 satellites, which is second highest. Third is China, approximately 800, right? Exact is 906 if you want to know the exact number. And then we have Britain, 763. And look at India. So if you see India, it is at 7th place. India is at 7th place. We have approximately 136 satellites as of now in the space. Understood? And then Germany, which has approximately 82 satellites in the space. 82 satellites in the space. So this is the data that has been released recently. And who has released the data? So there is a there is a Lithuania based company which is called Kongsberg Nano Avionics. This company has given this data. The second ship of the Project 17A stealth frigate Udaygiri was delivered to the Indian Navy. Now this ship is being constructed by which company? So a very nice question. You definitely should know about the Project 17A. It's a very complicated project, but I will make it incredibly easy for you. The answer is Mazagon Dock Shipbuilder, which is based in Mumbai. So what is the deal here? I will tell you what is the deal. So the Indian Navy, they said that I want 7. So under the Project 17A, there are 7 ships that will be manufactured. And the 7 ships are these stealth frigate. Stealth means which work in secrecy, which don't get, which it is not easy to detect these ships using radar. So stealth frigate, frigates are small ships. So 7 stealth frigate ships are to be manufactured under Project 17A. And what are these ships called? These are called Nilgiri class. Why? You know that the class is named after the first ship in the series. Now, who will manufacture these 7 ships? That is a good question. Who is going to manufacture? Is it Mazako Dock Shipbuilder alone? No, absolutely not. So the contract was given to 2 companies. One is Mazako Dock Shipbuilder and the second one is Garden Ridge Shipbuilder and Engineer. So Mazako Dock Shipbuilder will manufacture 4 and Garden Ridge Shipbuilder and Engineer, which is based in Kolkata, will manufacture 3. So the first ship is in the series is called Nilgiri. First in the series is called Nilgiri. The second one is called Udaygiri. Second one. So in this question, what I have asked you is Udaygiri, which is the second ship in the series. So the ships are called Nilgiri, Udaygiri, Taragiri, Mahendragiri, Himgiri, Dunagiri and Vindhyagiri. Now I am not much concerned about the number, okay, but I am concerned about which ship will be manufactured by whom. So Mazako Dock Shipbuilder will manufacture Nilgiri, Udaygiri, Taragiri and Mahendragiri. And all of these ships are named after mountain range. For example, Nilgiri is the mountain range mainly from Tamil Nadu, but Nilgiri some part is there in Kerala also. So Nilgiri, Udaygiri, Taragiri, Mahendragiri, these will be manufactured by Mazako Dock Shipbuilder Mumbai, and Himgiri, Dunagiri, Vindhyagiri, these will be manufactured by Garden Ridge Shipbuilder and Engineer. Understood? So Udaygiri is the second in the series, and since the first ship in the series was called Nilgiri, these are also known as Nilgiri class of ships. Now look, these ships, they will be fitted with surface to surface missile also, surface to air missile also, guns also. So they will be very useful for combat operations. Understood? And you know, one very sweet thing I will tell you. Who designs? Yes, commercial manufacturing of the ships is done by shipyards like Mazagodok Shipbuilder and Goa Shipyard and all of these. But who designs these ships? So these 7 ships, Nilgiri class, they are designed by Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau. Indian Navy has an organization called Warship Design Bureau. And the ship Udaygiri, which I just talked to you about, Udaygiri is the 100th ship which is designed and delivered by the Warship Design Bureau. So it is the 100th ship which is designed by the Warship Design Bureau. So this can also be asked in the exam. This can also be asked in the exam. Understood that? So these are the 7 ships: Nilgiri, Udaygiri, Himgiri, Taragiri, Dunagiri, Vindhyagiri and Mahendragiri. Recently, which of these organization or Ministry of India has launched Bhasha Setu? Bhasha means language, Setu means bridge. So this is real-time language technology for Bharat. Bharat means India. So this is a competition. This is a challenge to develop a AI-powered multilingual translation solution. You know, just like Bhashini. So we need a real-time language technology for Bharat. Bhasha Setu. This competition has been launched by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Ministry of Information Broadcasting. Understood? Bhasha Setu. And this is a AI powered multilingual translation solution development competition. And recently, same ministry organized the WAVE Summit, as you know, in Mumbai in the Geo World Center, and they have launched their startup accelerator program also called WaveX. What is the meaning of startup accelerator program? So startup accelerator means a program that helps the startups. And what do they want through Bhasha Setu? They want that this solution, basically under Bhasha Setu, we want to develop an innovative intelligence tool, artificial intelligence tool, which is capable of real-time translation, transliteration, and voice localization across 12 Indian languages, at least 12 major Indian languages. So we want translation, transliteration. What is the difference between translation and transliteration? See, if I write a Hindi word, let's say the Hindi word is samay, okay, samay, which in English means time. So this is a translation from Hindi to English. But what is transliteration? So if I write samay like this, samay, in English it means time. So this is transliteration. This is not translation, this is transliteration. Okay, so I'm writing the fonts in English only, but this is, the word is Hindi, but I'm writing it in English only. This is transliteration, samay. Whereas here I am using the Hindi script, which is Devanagari script to write. That is translation. So translation and transliteration are different. Okay. So winning startup will get support under the WaveX Startup Accelerator, and the competition is called Bhasha Setu. And the winning startup will also get mentorship, workspace, development assistance, product assistance, and all of that. And WaveX was launched by the Ministry of Information Broadcasting in Mumbai during the WAVE Summit. WAVES means World Audio Visual and Entertainment Summit, which was held in Mumbai with the tagline "Connecting Creators, Connecting Countries." Connecting creators, connecting countries. As per the recently released report called A World of Debt by the UN Trade and Development. UN Trade and Development was earlier known as United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Now they have removed the word conference. It is simply called UN Trade and Development, and it is headquartered in Geneva. The global public debt reached an all-time high of what in 2024? It was $97 trillion in 2023. Now a lot of countries are in debt, especially America. So if you talk about the debt, the global debt, it was $97 trillion in 2023. And how much debt is there in 2024? It is $102 trillion. So it has increased. It has increased, right? let me show you some statistics. Now, $31 trillion is the debt. This is the public debt of the developing countries, right? Then $921 billion is the developing countries' net interest payment on public debt. So the problem is that if you have a lot of debt, you have to service the debt, which means you have to pay interest also. So this is the interest that the developing countries paid in just 1 year, 2024, $921 billion. $921 billion. And then 61 developing countries spend more than 10% of the government revenues on net interest payment. So I mean 10% of the budget they spend just in paying the interest on their debt, which is far from idle. And you can see the debt has increased significantly. In 2010, it was approximately $50 trillion. And now it has increased in 2024 to $102 trillion. So which country has the maximum debt? You can see America. Its debt is $35 trillion. America has highest, right? Second highest is China, 16 trillion. 16 trillion. Third highest is you can see Japan. Third highest is Japan. So 9 trillion. Then fourth highest is UK, $3.6 trillion. Fifth highest is France, $3.5 trillion. Sixth highest is Italy, $3.2 trillion. And then we have India, seventh highest, $3.17 trillion. So India's public debt is seventh highest in the world. Here you can see the developing countries, they have to pay a lot of interest on this debt. So the interest that they paid in 2024 was a massive $921 billion. $921 billion. Here you can see 3.4 billion people out of 8 billion, which is the population of the world. 3.4 billion, which is more than 40% of the population in the world, lives in those countries that spend more on interest than on healthcare or education. So if there is a country which has borrowed a lot of money, it is spending more on paying interest for that loan or for debt rather than health or education. And so this paints a very grim picture. Okay. Now let's talk about some other data with respect to FDI. Recently, because UNCTAD has given the data for FDI also. So if you talk about India, we are 15th when it comes to the FDI inflow. America is number 1. And if you talk about the FDI which goes out of the country, that is FDI outflow, we are ranked 18th in the world. America received maximum FDI inflow, followed by Singapore, and followed by Singapore. Singapore received $143 billion of FDI inflow. And third was Hong Kong, and fourth this time was China. This is the latest rank which is there. Okay. So number 1 is America, number 2 Singapore, number 3 Hong Kong, number 4 China. India was at 15th position. What about the FDI outflow? In FDI outflow, if you talk about FDI outflow, then India's rank was 18th. Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, which works under the Ministry of Pension, Personnel and Public Grievances, DARPG we call it, DARPG. So they have notified the scheme for the Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence in Public Administration. The PM Awards will consist of a trophy, scroll and incentive of how much amount which will be given to the district or organization. Excellence in Public Administration, which is very similar to governance. For excellence in public administration, the Prime Minister's Award will be given. It will carry a cash award of 20 lakh rupees apart from the trophy and certificates and all, right? So these awards will be, right now they are inviting nominations. Nominations will be filed, and then they will announce the winners. So let me tell you more about it. So there are 3 categories. Total, how many awards will be there? 5, 5 and 6 in 3 categories. So total 16 awards will be there this year. Category 1, Holistic Development of Districts under 11 Priority Sector Programs. Category 2 is Aspirational Blocks Program. Category 3 is innovation for central ministry, department, state and district. So in these three categories together there are 16 awards. And the PM awards will have a trophy scroll incentive of 20 lakh rupees, and 20 lakh rupees will be awarded, will be given to the district or organization, and it will be utilized for implementation of a project or program or bridging the resource gaps in any area of public welfare. Now the application for awards would be evaluated on three parameters: good governance, qualitative criteria and quantitative criteria. So the objective of the scheme is to encourage constructive competition, innovation, replication and institutionalization of the best practices. Best practices. Understood? Now look, this is a very old, these are old awards, right? So if I give you some history of these awards, the Prime Minister's Award for Excellence in Public Administration, initially they were started in 2006, but that time the name was different. Okay. Then the name was changed in 2014. Then the name was changed in 2020. Then again the name was changed in 2021. But initially these awards were started in 2006. 2006. Now look, the same department, that is the Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, gives one more very important awards which are called Anubhav Awards. In Anubhav Awards you have to give a write-up. Basically you have to suggest to the government improvement areas, and central government employees, including the employees of public sector banks, they can give a write-up, right? So the retiring and retired employees, they can document and share their valuable work experience and insights through a written submission or an essay. So this year 5 Anubhav Awards and 10 jury certificate winners were declared. 5 Anubhav Awards and 10 jury certificates were awarded this year. And again, Anubhav Awards are given by the same ministry, that is the Ministry of Pension, Personnel and Public Grievances. Right? And for the first time in 2025, the awards included not just the employees from the central government companies, but from public sector banks also. So the central government employees and public sector banks people, they were there, and more than approximately 1500 write-ups were received, and then 5 people were given the award and 10 people were given the jury certificate. Jury certificate is like a consolation, you can say, right? And one more award which I will tell you, which is again given by the same Ministry of Pension, Public Grievances and Personnel. It is called National Awards for E-Governance. National Awards for E-Governance, which are given every year since 2003. So these awards, they were given during the National Conference on E-Governance, which was organized in Visakhapatnam in June 2025. So 10 gold medal, 6 silver and 3 jury awards. Total 19 awards were given this year. 10 gold, right? So 10 lakh is given for the gold medal awardees, 5 lakh is given for silver awardee, and jury awards don't have any cash incentive. DRDO has launched India's first indigenous photonic radar. It is a next generation system that leverages light-based or photonic technology for signal generation and processing. This radar was developed by which laboratory of DRDO? So this radar was developed recently by the LRDE laboratory of DRDO, which is in Bengaluru. So Electronics and Radar Development Establishment, or LRDE, which is one of the laboratories of DRDO. So this is India's first made in India or indigenous photonic radar. So now they will do the testing of this radar. Photonic radar will replace the traditional radar. Look, the traditional radars, they use radio frequency, traditional microwave radio frequency system. But these photonic radar will use light-based technology. Light-based technology. And what is the advantage? So light-based technology means like optical fiber technology, laser technology. They will be able to process the signals much in a very good frequency range, reaching up to 34 gigahertz. The bandwidth will be a massive 11 gigahertz bandwidth. So these photonic radar, they can achieve ultra high resolution imaging down to 1.3 centimeter, allowing it to detect the objects as small as 3 by 4 centimeter, including the stealth aircraft, drones, and rotating drone blades. They will have energy efficient operation, low heat generation, immunity. They will be immune to electronic jamming by the enemy, and they will have very low signal leakage. And these, because they use laser and optical fiber, they will be able to generate, transmit, and process the signal across millimeter wave to terahertz frequency range, reaching up to 34 gigahertz with 11 gigahertz bandwidth. All of these are the properties of these photonic radar. The Raj Bhavan Anna Dhan, it is a scheme of which state under which the governor will donate the royalties earned from his books for a noble cause. See, the governor of Goa, do you know him? Mr. Sridharan Pillai. He is the chief minister, Pramod Sawant. But the governor of Goa is a very learned fellow. He has written hundreds of books, Mr. P. Sridharan Pillai. And whatever the money that he earns from the publishers, because his books sell, so that he will share. Right? So the answer is Goa. The Raj Bhavan is the official residence of the governor in any state. So Raj Bhavan Ann Dhan scheme was launched recently in Goa, basically Goa governor presided over the launch ceremony, and I mean, you know, he is giving 25,000 rupees each to approximately 40 patients from his own earning. 25,000 rupees each he will give to 40 patients. P.S. Sridharan Pillai will donate the royalty which he earns from his published books. So great effort from P.S. Sridharan Pillai. He is the 19th and current governor of Goa. Now in the past, he was the governor of Mizoram also from 2019 to 2021. Recently, the Critical Minerals Initiative was announced by which bloc nations to enhance economic security and collective resilience through collaboration on securing and diversifying critical mineral supply chains. Critical minerals, first of all, you understand what are critical minerals. Critical minerals are those which are absolutely essential for your technologies of the future, like aerospace technology, like your, microprocessor chips and all of that. Critical minerals, rare earth minerals, semiconductor, these are used in semiconductor, electric vehicle, jet fighters, cutting edge machines. They are all critical minerals. Critical minerals also include rare earth elements. In India, 30 minerals are declared as critical by the Ministry of Mines. Now these critical minerals, including rare earth minerals and all, China controls a lot of supply chain. So Quad countries, the 4 countries of Quad, Japan, India, Australia and America, the Quad countries, so they basically have launched Quad Critical Minerals Initiative. Now it was launched during the Quad Critical Minerals Initiative was launched during the Quad Critical Minerals Initiative was launched during the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting. It was the second meeting of the Quad Foreign Ministers. This meeting happened in Washington DC, but be careful, the Quad Summit will take place in India in 2025, but the Foreign Ministers meeting happened in Washington DC. In Washington DC, that is where they launched it. So what will they do? They will decrease their reliance on China. They will secure and diversify their supply chain. They will work on critical minerals recovery, critical minerals processing, rare earth magnets, which are required for electric vehicle manufacturing, electric motors. They will help each other. They will reduce their dependency on China. That is what they will do. Very important question. Which company has opened India's first UPI powered bank branch in Koramangala in Bengaluru? The answer is Slice. If you remember, Slice is a fintech company and recently it got merged with the Northeast Small Finance Bank. It got merged recently with Northeast Small Finance Bank, which is based in Guwahati. This merger was completed in October 2024. So what is the meaning of this UPI powered bank branch? So they will have a ATM here where you can withdraw money using UPI. They will give you Slice UPI credit card, which is a RuPay based credit card with zero joining fee, zero annual fee. And you can simply scan QR code, make UPI payments. Also, on Slice UPI credit card, you will get up to 3% cashback. You can make withdrawal as well as deposits from the UPI ATM, which is placed here in this branch. So all in all, deposits you can make, everything you can do via UPI. National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development, which is based in New Delhi, has been officially renamed as what? So this is National Institute. This is an institute, very well known institute in New Delhi. It is called National Institute of Public Cooperation and Child Development. So its name has been changed and it has been now named after Savitribai Phule. So it will be now called as Savitribai Phule National Institute of Women and Child Development. Now Savitribai Phule is a 19th century social reformer, and she was an advocate of women's rights in India. She opened, in fact, the first women's school in India. So very important woman in India's history. And this institute, by the way, it works under the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Women and Child Development. And this institute basically supports research, counseling, and activities related to child development, mental health, and adolescent well-being. Adolescent well-being, this institute, right? Savitribai Phule National Institute of Women and Child Development. And Savitribai Phule was also known as the first female teacher of modern India. She was born in Satara district of Maharashtra. Satara district of Maharashtra. And by the way, this institute was set up in 1966. As per recent information, the Coal Ministry, they are launching Reclaim. It's a community engagement and development framework designed specifically for mine closures. Reclaim has been developed by which organization in collaboration with Heartfulness Institute? So this is the Coal Controller Organization. The answer is option C. Now what is Reclaim? So R means reach out, E means envision, co-design, localize, act, integrate and maintain. So what do we want to do? Look, wherever there is a coal mining, lot of people, they have to be relocated to other places, right? So Reclaim is basically a community engagement and development framework which is designed specifically for mine closures, and it will serve. So this is a framework, this is like a policy. So it offers a step-by-step approach to institutionalizing the community participation in the transition process. So let's say there is a mine and that mine has shut down, which means it is a mine closure. So what we have to do, we can bring the people who were displaced back to this place. We can do community engagement. We can engage the people. We can do ecological restoration. We can help the people in their socio-economic well-being. All of these things we can do. And this organization, which is called Coal Controller Organization, it works under the Ministry of Coal. And Heartfulness Institute is a global institute. They do have a branch in India also, but it is a global institute which is based in California. So the global headquarters is in California. And they have designed this framework on how we can support these people. So that is essentially what this is, right? And they are calling this framework as Reclaim. Now, recently, if you remember, there are Jharia mines which are located in Jharkhand. And there also government is trying its best to, settle the people who were affected, give them compensation and all these things. So recently in Jharia mines, there was an effort by the government of India. And what is the name of the policy in India to increase the coal production? So it is called Shakti policy. It has been revised recently. And who will implement the Shakti policy? So Shakti policy will be implemented by Coal India Limited and Singareni Collieries Company Limited. Singareni Collieries Company Limited, right? Singareni Collieries Company Limited. Now, where is this place called Singareni? Singareni is basically a company that is under the government of Telangana. Like Coal Ministry has 49% share, 51% share the government of Telangana has. So you can say it's a government owned company, state and central government, they own it. 51% by the government of Telangana, 49% by the government of India. So they will implement the new Shakti policy for coal. Union Minister of Jal Shakti has inaugurated Sea Flood. It's a web-based platform that provides 2 days advance inundation forecast. Inundation means what? Floods. Inundation means floods. So it will give you the floods forecasting up to the village level 2 days in advance. So you can be well prepared for it. It will help in disaster management and protecting the people of that area. Now Sea Flood, this portal has been developed by which organization? And Central Water Commission. Both. So Central Water Commission, by the way, is a organization that works under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. They have partnered with CDAC. CDAC works under the Ministry of Electronics and IT, and it is headquartered in Pune. CDAC basically they execute the National Supercomputing Mission also. In fact, this Sea Flood has been developed under the National Supercomputing Mission also. National Supercomputing Mission only, which is executed in India by CDAC. CDAC. Now, currently the problem is that this sea flood system, it covers only Mahanadi. So let me tell you more about it. This sea flood system, currently it covers Mahanadi, which is a river that flows in Chhattisgarh and Odisha, Godavari, that mainly flows in Maharashtra, Telangana and Andhra, and Tapi. Tapi mainly flows in Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Currently it covers only these 3 rivers. But the government is saying that we will be able to provide 2D hydrodynamic modeling to simulate the flood scenarios and therefore the flood forecasting in other rivers also. But for now, it will work only on Mahanadi, Godavari and Tapi river floods. But later on, it will be able to provide the data on many other rivers. They will integrate many other rivers for the same. And the simulation for example, Mahanadi Basin, they are provided by the high performance computing facility, which is provided by the CDAC. And who gives the data to CDAC? National Remote Sensing Center, which is based in Hyderabad, under the National Hydrology Project. Under the National Hydrology Project. Now, once the data is obtained on sea flood, right, then what happens? Well, then the sea flood portal will be integrated into the National Disaster Management Emergency Response Portal that we call NDEM. So NDEM is a geo portal that disseminates the space-based input, satellite-based input, during all the natural disaster. And National Hydrology Project was launched in 2016. And it will end on 30th of September 2025. So it is almost on the verge of completion. It is a project under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. So in National Hydrology Project, what we are doing is we are doing the capacity building. We are trying to increase the capacity of water resource management institutions in India. And National Hydrology Project is funded by the World Bank. Funded by the World Bank. Even National Supercomputing Mission was started in 2015 by the CDAC Pune. CDAC Pune. According to the recent information, the 3rd edition of Auto Expo, we call it better, we know it as Bharat Mobility Global Expo, will take place in the year February 2027. In the month of February in 2027, in which city? So it will be organized in Delhi. First time it was organized in 2024, then this year in 2025. And in fact, the 2025 edition was organized in multiple places. It was organized in Bharat Mandapam in Delhi, Yashobhumi, which is in Dwarka, and India Expo Center, which is in Greater Noida. And in 2027, it will take place in Delhi once again. You know, every new car that is launched in India, car, bus, hydrogen fuel car, electric car, scooters and trucks and buses and whatever. So they are all showcased first here in Auto Expo or Bharat Mobility Global Expo. Bharat Mobility Global Expo. And who organizes it? So it is organized by the Engineering Export Promotion Council of India, EEPC. And by the way, EEPC works under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. This organization was set up in 1995. And Ministry of Heavy Industries, they will also support this. But main organizing organization is EEPC. And of course, there are tons of other organizations which give their support like FICCI, NASSCOM, ACMA, SIAM and all that. But main I have told you. Now, Ministry of Commerce was also in news because they have launched a project called Bharat Project. It is simply called Bharat Project, in which they will train 1 million entrepreneurs in India. This is called the Bharat Project, and Ministry of Commerce have launched it in collaboration with a company called Your Story. In collaboration with a platform which is called Your Story. So they will train 1 million entrepreneurs from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Also, the Ministry of Commerce, they have launched a scheme recently called Road Tap. Road Tap means remission of duties and taxes on exported product scheme. Now this scheme was initially started on 1st of January 2021 and it is a scheme by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It comes under CBIC or the GST department, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom. And in this scheme, different types of export subsidies are given to the exporters. As per recently released report, which is called Zero Emission Trucking Adoption in India and its Impact on Emission and Energy. This is a report and it says that India's freight sector means what? The cargo sector, I mean, transferring logistics, the goods from one place to another. So it is driven mainly by the medium and heavy duty trucks. It accounts for approximately what percent of the country's logistics operations and plays an important role in the economic growth and industrial development. So this report says that the medium and heavy duty trucks in India, the medium size and the large size trucks in India, they account for 70% of India's logistics operations. You know that most of the goods are transported in India through trucks. Why? Because, we don't have dedicated freight corridor for the trains. Now we are developing it. And therefore it becomes very costly because we don't have dedicated freight corridors for the railways and air cargo is very costly. So that is why most of the goods are transported in India through the roads, and through roads means medium and heavy duty trucks. 70% of India's cargo is moved by them. So this is the report. And look, zero emission trucking means what? It means that we want to have those trucks which emit zero pollution. Like for example, the green hydrogen trucks. Now you know that recently in Ladakh, the green hydrogen buses are running by NTPC. So why can't we do that for the trucks? Trucks are run in India by diesel, right? And this sector, the problem is that all these medium and heavy duty trucks, they account for 40% of India's fuel consumption. Have you seen a petrol tank of a truck, how large it is? I mean, the diesel tank, it is very large. So currently, the problem is that we don't have green hydrogen infrastructure in India. We don't have green hydrogen pumps. We don't have very sound green hydrogen production factories, but it will gain momentum. Now, this report says in the business as usual scenario, which means if we don't take proactive steps, then the adoption of these BET adoption. BET adoption means what? It simply means those battery electric trucks, zero emission trucks. They are projected to be nearly 2% by the financial year 35. So even by financial year 35, they will form just 2% of all the trucks in India. But they will become 55% by financial year 45. In 20 years, 55% of the trucks in India will be battery electric trucks. And by financial year 55, that is after 30 years, they will become 100%. But that is business as usual. I mean, if we are not doing anything extra, but if you see with proper support, like if we become proactive, then the BET adoption will become 18% instead of 2% by financial year 35 and 100% by financial year 46. So it is better that we become proactive. We give them proper support. And as per the report, the electricity consumption by these battery electric truck is projected to be a small portion of overall generation capacity, peaking at nearly 8% in financial year 50. Now, who has released this report? That can also be asked. It is the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor. Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. He is Ajay Sood. So this report is released by Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. Now I'll tell you one more thing which is pretty interesting. The Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor of India, they said that if we want to have zero emission trucks in India, we need to have zero emission trucks corridors in India, which means that we should have such highways where you can easily charge your truck. If it is a battery electric truck, it needs charging, right? So at every 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 5 kilometer, we should have these charging infrastructure and all of that. So these will be known as zero emission trucking corridors. Now, how many, I repeat, how many zero emission trucks corridor we are setting up in India? The answer is 10. The answer is 10. So like Chennai to Villupuram, Delhi to Jaipur, Vijayawada to Visakhapatnam, Chennai to Bangalore, Coimbatore to Kochi, Coimbatore to Salem, Kolkata to Haldia, Delhi to Chandigarh, Dhanbad to Kolkata, and Pune to Nashik. So these are the 10. And which of these currently is the most green? Chennai to Villupuram. Chennai to Villupuram ZET corridor is the cleanest, according to the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor. But of course, this data will keep on changing. Which Indian ministry has rejoined the Unicode Consortium as a supporting member? Unicode Consortium. Consortium means what? Consortium simply means a coming together of different organizations, that is called consortium. Different countries it can be. So this is the Ministry of Electronics and IT. They have rejoined Unicode Consortium as a supporting member. Now, India and America, they have voting rights in this international body. And what is this body about? It is to standardize text and emoji encoding on digital platforms. You must be using a lot of text while chatting. You must be using a lot of emojis. So there has to be some, like when you chat online, you use text and emoji. So there has to be some sort of standardization in these, right? So the IT Ministry of India, they were a member of Unicode Consortium from 2000 to 2019, and then again for 1 year in 2021. So now they have joined it for the third time. So it is the Ministry of Electronics and IT. It has a membership cost. You have to pay $20,000 to be a member of Unicode Consortium. And where is it headquartered? Unicode Consortium. So this is an organization that came into being in 2000. It was set up in 2000. And you know, from India, there is one more organization, Tamil Virtual Academy. Tamil Virtual Academy is also a member of Unicode Consortium since 2003. And now Ministry of Electronics and IT, they have also joined it. Tamil Virtual Academy is based in Chennai. And where is the headquarters of Unicode Consortium? It is based in California. It's a non-for-profit organization which was founded in 1988. 1988, right? So usually the computer software and hardware companies, the departments, the ministries, they can all become member of Unicode Consortium. Unicode Consortium. And you can see some of the amazing members of this organization. Google, Amazon, Adobe. India is supporting member. But India has voting rights. America also has voting rights. Recently, which organization has launched the 3x35 initiative, aiming to increase the taxes on tobacco, alcohol and sugary drinks by at least 50% globally by 2035. So this is the World Health Organization, because if you increase the taxes on tobacco, alcohol and sugary drinks, they will become costly and people will consume them less. So this organization has targeted a reduction in the harmful consumption of these three: tobacco, alcohol and sugary drinks. Sugary drinks. Now, what is their long-term target? This is to, like they have a plan. Okay, their plan is that they want to prevent 50 million premature deaths in the next 50 years. I repeat, they want to prevent 50 million or 5 crore people dying prematurely by next 50 years. In next 50 years, this is the target. This is the target of 3x35. Okay, and of course, we want to increase the taxes by 50% by 2035, because these products are responsible for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, etc., etc. And 75% of the global deaths are because of these three things: heart disease, cancer, or diabetes. So 3x35 initiative wants to cut the harmful consumption of these three, raise the revenue to fund health and development. And what will happen? So if we put a lot of taxes on these three items, it will generate $1 trillion in wealth. And this $1 trillion in wealth in the next 10 years, it can be used for other health promotion things. Other health promotion things by the WHO. By the WHO, right? 1 trillion can be generated in next 10 years in revenue. In revenue. And a lot of countries have done well. For example, there are countries like Colombia, South Africa, which put a lot of taxes on these things and they are doing very well. So why not all the members of WHO? And by the way, there is a country called Suriname, which is in South America. It is the first country in the Amazon area to become malaria free, and overall 46th country in the world to become malaria free. Bihar cabinet has started a scheme, Mukhyamantri Kalakar Pension Yojana. So if you are a Kalakar, like you could be a artist in classical, visual or performing arts for at least 10 years, then you will be getting a monthly pension of how much from the government of Bihar. You will be getting 3,000 rupees every month from the government of Bihar. So the Bihar government wants to preserve Bihar's rich cultural heritage. So they will start providing financial support to the traditional artist. There are some conditions. So the artist has to be minimum 50 years old. Minimum 50 should be the age. 50 years or greater than 50. One more criteria. The annual income of the artist should be less than 1.2 lakh rupees. 1.2 lakh rupees. Also, there is one more scheme which has started. Mukhyamantri Guru Shishya Parampara Yojana. Guru Shishya is basically the bond of a teacher and a student. Guru means teacher, Shishya means student. Parampara means tradition. So this is to preserve, promote and develop the state's rich cultural heritage. Mukhyamantri Guru Shishya Parampara Yojana. So what is this? So the talented youth, they will be given a 2-year training by their gurus, by their mentors to preserve the rare and endangered art besides publicizing them. Under the scheme, gurus will be given 15,000 per month as an incentive, while the musicians will get 7,500 rupees per month, and all the pupils, the students, they will get 3,000 rupees per month. Right? So this scheme has started. Also, there is a temple where Mata Sita was born, which is called Punora Dham. It is in Sitamarhi district. Ma Janki temple at Punora Dham in Sitamarhi. So this is the birthplace of Mata Sita, goddess Sita, wife of Lord Rama. And here a beautiful temple will be developed. So this area will be developed. There will be corridor. There will be tourism related infrastructure that will be developed. Another thing they have done, the women in Bihar, they are now allowed. Only the pregnant and lactating women are not allowed. Otherwise, all the women in Bihar are now allowed to work in those factories which are classified as hazardous or dangerous. Look, there are some factories which are classified as dangerous, but women can work in them. This will promote the Lakpati Didi initiative also. Women, they are risk takers if given the opportunity. Now I will tell you some other schemes also. So for example, Bihar has announced that there is Mukhyamantri Chikitsa Sahayata Kosh. So Chikitsa means treatment, medical treatment. Sahayata Kosh means it's like a relief fund or help fund. So what will happen? So if you are an elected representative, like you are a sarpanch, you are panchayat, you are the elected representative of the Panchayati Raj institution, which means you can be a sarpanch or any member of the panchayat. So elected representative suffering from cancer, they will get 80,000 to 1.2 lakh for surgery, and heart patient will get between 60,000 to 1.8 lakh for various other ailments. Also, if you require a brain surgery, you will get 3 lakh rupees. For eye surgery, between 20 to 40,000. For spinal surgery, 1.8 lakh. For kidney transplant, 3 lakh, etc, etc, etc. Basically, they have increased the amount. They have extended the benefit of the grant which is given to the elected representative of Panchayati Raj institution. Also, retired Chief Justice and judges. If you are a retired Chief Justice of the Bihar High Court or judge, then you will be given 55,000 rupees per month so that you can pay it to your maid. You can keep a maid in your home, domestic help, and for that you will be given 55,000 rupees per month. Also, if you want to, for your cell phone, landline bill, mobile internet bill, etc., you will be given 15,000 rupees per month. 15,000 per month. And in this 55,000, you can hire maid, you can hire a driver. Also, marriage hall will be constructed in Bihar in all the panchayats. Because the poor people, they cannot afford these banquet halls and hotels and all. So, marriage hall will be constructed in panchayat under the Chief Minister Kanya Vivah Mandap Yojana. And this scheme will be helpful for economically weak families. Also, there Didi Ki Rasoi. Didi Ki Rasoi, very subsidized food plate is given. Earlier it was 40 rupees per plate. Now only 20 rupees per plate. So it has been made even cheaper. Which state government? They have launched Jan Suraksha Santrupti Abhiyan to identify eligible citizens who have not yet received benefit under government welfare scheme. So there are always some citizens who are not aware, or they are living in very remote areas. So they don't even know that there are government schemes or government policies which can help them. And those will be searched. They will be identified by the government of Gujarat under Jan Suraksha Santrupti Abhiyan. This initiative or this campaign will run from 1st of July to 30th of September. So it will run for 3 months. 3 months. And there are a lot of central government schemes, state government schemes, but people don't know. So they will be identified and the benefits of these schemes will be given to them. Schemes like, for example, Jan Dhan, schemes like, for example, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, and even in Gujarat there are schemes, the local schemes. So the people will be identified. Narcotics Control Bureau, it works under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So they have launched which operation to dismantle Kita Melon. It is one of India's most prolific darknet based drug syndicate. Syndicate means what? Very large organization. Very large organization which does crime is called a syndicate. So Kita Melon is, do you know dark web? Dark web you must be knowing. So Kita Melon operates from dark web and they sell a lot of drugs in India. And now Narcotics Control Bureau is doing a dedicated operation against this organization. So it is called Operation Melon. Operation Melon. It's a very high impact operation. And it has been done by it will be led by the Kochi unit of Narcotics Control Bureau. Now, so this organization is selling LSD, which is lysergic acid, dithylamide, ketamine, all these in Delhi, Bhopal and big cities. So very dangerous, right? And I mean, the estimated value is in crores, what they sell. And Narcotics Control Bureau was set up in 1986. UP government, as per recent data, 97,000 plus criminals, they have been convicted in the state since July 2023. So in 2 years, almost 1 lakh criminals, they are actually convicted, not just accused. They underwent the process of formal trial and they were convicted. Under which operation? This operation is called Operation Conviction. Operation Conviction. In fact, 68 criminals out of these many, they were sentenced to death. A lot of them received life imprisonment and more than 1,000 they were sentenced to over 20 years in prison, and remaining they were sentenced accordingly. Operation Conviction focused on organized crime. Also in UP, in Gorakhpur, UP's first Ayush University has opened, which is called Mahayogi Guru Gorakhnath Ayush University. Which of the following city has launched India's first digital house address project with a QR codes with an aim to empower smart administration by connecting citizen services with digital technology? So this is Indore, which is in Madhya Pradesh. Indore Municipal Corporation has launched digital house address project. So what is this project? So, outside every house, there will be a QR code. And if you scan the QR code, that will serve as an address. So special digital plates will be put outside every house with a unique QR code. And this will enhance the smart administration. So digital address, that digital address project in India is called DigiPin. It is coming very soon. Digital Postal Index Number System, which is a GPS based digital address, DigiPin. And this DigiPin will be a 10-digit alphanumeric number. Alphanumeric means alphabets and number both. So it will be a 10-digit alphanumeric code. Alphanumeric code. What they are trying to do, they are trying to divide India into geographical territories into uniform 4 by 4 meter, 4 meter by 4 meter units. 4 meter by 4 meter unit. And who is responsible for DigiPin? Who is developed DigiPin? So DigiPin has been developed by the Department of Post in collaboration with IIT Hyderabad and National Remote Sensing Center, Hyderabad. So that was the video for best 300 MCQs for the month of July. This was set 1. I'll see you very soon in set 2. Thank you for watching.